Oh, howdy.
Well, howdy.
Doing
Howdy there.
Howdy. Fancy howdying you here.
Fancy howdying you here.
Sure.
It feels very strange being here on a Thursday.
It does.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're back, y'all.
We're back, and welcome to a brand new campaign. This is kind of crazy. This is our first major new campaign on the channel. Like, we've done one-shots and stuff, but this is it. This is, like, the good stuff. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Gut Punch RP. I'm doing the script this time. This is crazy. Let's see if I get it right. Welcome to Gut Punch RP, a tabletop role-playing game streaming channel focused on inclusivity in gaming spaces. You can type donate into the chat to get link to our ongoing Tiltify event for I Need Diverse Games. That's ! Donate, excuse me. Or you can type ! Charity to learn more about them and everything that great charity does. Those guys are super cool. You should check them out. Follow them, that kind of stuff. Each month, we give away lovely prizes to random donors. If you're able to donate, please do, and maybe do so every month. That would be super cool of you. And just so you're aware, this is a charity stream, so that means that all the money that comes into the channel from things like bits and subs go back into the channel. So any expenses we have to run for you guys, that's pretty much where that money is going. We are also sponsored by tabletoploot.com. You can type ! tabletoploot to get that link. And be sure to use the code GUTPUNCHRP to save 15% at checkout if you buy anything. They have a lot of cool dice and trays and other fun stuff. And at the break, we'll be giving away a $10 code to Tabletop Loot, which pretty much covers a set of dice. And especially if you combine it with the code, you can pretty much get free shipping too. So you should stick around, hang out with us, that kind of stuff. And if you're not able to support us in any monetary ways, that's totally fine. You can also do so in non-monetary ways, like following us on social media, such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, liking things, interacting with them, sharing them, all that great stuff. It actually super helps us out, and we appreciate every time you guys do, and we love hearing from you. So go do that. Go follow us. Go hang out with us. Sometimes we post silly memes and stuff. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. And we're super excited to see you. Yeehaw! Welcome to Cowboy Town. You are joining us for the first session of an ongoing fantasy Wild West D&D 5e campaign. So I'm basically going to be pulling from a lot of like cowboy lore, and I grew up in the American Southwest, so some of this is just going to be my childhood, but mixing that in with a lot of the 5e fantasy stuff, a lot of the manual stuff, and a lot of the mechanics that you're used to seeing in other 5e projects. I'm super excited about it. We're going to be playing this game on alternating Thursdays, so that means that the next game will be August 26th, followed by September 9th. So that's every other week, twice a month-ish. And so now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's get started. And welcome, as always, to Blackriver. If you haven't watched the one-shot that all of this is based on, that is totally fine. We're going to do a super quick little summary here just so that you kind of know the context of what we're working with. It's the same cast of characters, and I'm very excited to meet everybody for the second time, you know. So we find ourselves, once again, in the small town of Blackriver, a turn-of-the-century frontier town where things are not always as they seem. And last we found our heroes, for many reasons, recruited to a job for a dangerous man known as Vance Graves, who paid them a, frankly, fairly exorbitant sum to head out into a very dangerous area known as the Badlands and take care of a bit of a pest problem. Although it turned out his real goals were not quite as he'd indicated to the party. So now it is 3 days later, and our various cowboys, cow women, and cow other folk are here. Some richer and some perhaps poorer, depending on what they've done with their earnings. So just to sort of reintroduce everybody, I'm going to go around and have everybody introduce their character, name, maybe a little description, and what your character has been doing for the last 3 days. So let's start with Amity.
Hi, I'm Amity, a tiefling druid with gray skin and horns that fade to black and lots of black hair, wearing a high buttoned-up shirt with no sleeves. Over that, I would have on a men's blazer, also with no sleeves, a silk overskirt that has like one of the, Renaissance festival like skirt cincher things on it, and then just like little black moccasins since I'm in town. And I, for the past 3 days, would probably have been hanging out at the homestead and just coming to town to do some business today.
Nice. And, just for the sake of it, let's go straight on to Claire, who I believe has been rolling with Amity.
Yeah, Claire is a rather tall. She stands at about 6 foot, but probably slouches to around maybe like 5'10". And she's got dirty blonde hair, hazel eyes, kind of a square jaw, like a strong pronounced jaw and pronounced cheekbones. And yeah, she's since last time has for the most part been hanging out at the homestead, but she has a little bit of a sleeping problem and sometimes just needs a little liquid to help her eventually get to bed at night, as well as some other things.
Causing a little bit of trouble, maybe, sounds like?
I mean, maybe.
It depends on your definition of trouble. Let's move right along to Sylvie.
All right, well, Sylvie kind of hightailed it out of town pretty quick after that last job, and she's just rolling back into town now, riding back in. And she's a human woman, also pretty tall, just like a little bit shorter than Claire when they're standing at their full hats. Brown hair, brown eyes, dressed kind of like this, and she's riding in on, and she's probably headed to the saloon first, just to get a stiff drink after a long ride.
What ails you and all that, you know. It's the town watering hole. It's where people hang out. I believe this is also where we're gonna find Willow and Mal. Do either of you want to go first?
Malcolm probably spent the last couple of days at home in the room that he stays in over at the Black River Church. Reading, trying to clean up messes, gardening, doing his usual, trying to keep quiet, trying to keep to himself, but wandered over to the saloon like he usually does. And now he has a new friend in town. He is a older man. He's in his 40s, but looks like he's on the brink of 50. He's got a bunch of white shot through his usually very dark, slightly wavy hair that he wears in a little ponytail that sits at the back of his neck. And he's in a well-pressed but clearly worn cassock and boots that have been very worn in over time. So he's sitting across from our friend Willow here.
Willow is a half-elf, fairly short, around 5'5", 5'6", with shocking bright red curly hair that is done up since we've last seen her. She has treated herself and probably spent more than she should have. So she's got a nice new dress, a nice little half jacket, nice belts, some skirts, new boots, and she is playing cards with Mal.
All right. So with the sun recently set and the day's heat starting to dissipate, our party attends to their individual needs and wants at the saloon. Is there anybody that you want to talk to? Anything you want to do? There's a bartender who's a 6-foot-tall, bronze, warforged woman at the bar, who's just kind of tidying up, cleaning up, wiping things down with a rag. She's got a little mug of tea. She's got 2 little helpers running around taking care of stuff.
Mal would probably just be talking very lightly to Willow. Did you get anything new today? You've been collecting a brand new wardrobe, it seems.
Well, everyone else in town had a hat, so I had to go get one. I think it's really, really cute. It's, not very practical, but
I think it's lovely. I really
thank
do.
you, Mal. How's your day been so far?
Well, fine. I woke up around 5, coming up with the sun, but it's starting to get later, right?
Oh, well, I think I was still up. Well, I'm glad you could join us and play some cards, and...
Darling, you need to go to sleep. Where are you staying in town, by the way?
I'm just staying at the saloon have rooms. I assume she just stay close to the bar. Yes.
Unless you're staying at the brothel.
Oh, I've got rooms here, so I can just come down and, scramble myself up after playing a few games all night, and then come back down and see who's ready to play in the morning.
Well, if you're interested in a friendly game, I will absolutely play cards with you.
Fantastic. Anyone
No
else?
betting. You know I don't bet.
Oh, fine. No bet. And you want me to bet for you? All
Yes, I will let you bet for me.
right, fantastic.
Okay.
Is there anyone else around the room already playing or looking to be interested in playing?
There's a dwarven man and let's say a gnomish woman in the corner who are they're playing some cards. They look like the usual suspects. They're giving you Willow the hairy eyeball though because
Have I played against them before?
You have played against them before, and they don't know that anything was wrong with that game, but something felt a little off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got some contenders in the corner. We could ask the nice bartender if she'd like to have a break and come play with us.
We could do that. I don't really know Miss Steep to be someone who would play cards. She's awful focused on her work. But if you wanted to play with them in the corner, have you met them before? They seem to not really be taking a liking to you. Which is unfortunate, honestly.
Well, it's a common trait, really. It's a very common greeting action. People maybe, yeah, I played card with them a few times. And
they're not interested in playing again.
Well, we could always ask and see.
We should. I hope that having a nice presence with you will help them feel relaxed.
More players, the merrier. And so, yeah, Willow's gonna hook her arm around Mal and kind of lead him off to the card players in the corner.
They're still kind of giving you the look.
She's being her best to be as charming as possible, and also as like non-threatening as possible.
And Mal
Look at me.
absolutely introduces himself and like shakes their hands and is like, "It's nice to meet you. How long have you been in town? Are you planning on staying here? If you need anything, can I just get to know you?" Kind of behavior.
The man will kind of look Mal up and down, and you know, nod and introduce himself and go, "Oh, you know, nice to meet you. My name's Philip. We're just a couple of cattle ranchers way up north, and we're just passing through."
Well, it's very nice to meet you. How long have you been in town? You planning on staying?
Only a couple days. We'll probably head out tomorrow morning.
Well, all right. I hope you have a pleasant stay as long as you're here.
I appreciate it, preacher.
They already found the best site in town, which is the saloon and the card game.
Well, most small towns, saloon's kind of the place to be. I mean, unless you want to sit outside all night, I guess.
This is the best place in town, I can guarantee it.
Well, it's good to know. Thank you.
Of
Mind if you
course.
join in?
Oh, hell, maybe I'll win back on my money from yesterday.
That's the spirit.
Mal like looks at her and like,
She is not looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, he'll invite you to sit down and play and...
Willow will put a couple coins in front of Mal, and like as the dealings go, is obviously like doing the betting for him as things start.
he pretends he does not see it.
Yes. She has no idea what his hand looks like either. She's just guessing.
Obviously, like, they notice this and it seems a little strange that you're betting on behalf of a man dressed as like a preacher, but you know what? Fine. Are you playing an honest game with them?
Am I winning?
Are you trying to?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're trying to win, but
Yeah.
if you were not winning, would you be playing an honest game? Or
No, she would not be.
all right. So you win the first couple hands. Things are feeling good.
She tried to do like an even keel of like win to lose ratio where it's a gradual winning as opposed to
Yeah.
nonstop.
All right. Here's a question: how much experience does Mal have playing cards?
I feel like he's real good at playing solitaire by himself. And I feel like he understands the concept of betting. And that's it.
All right. I don't know. I'm trying to decide what role for this. Well, I mean, I assume Mal is playing an honest game. Maybe not?
No, I feel like he has absolutely no idea what he's doing, and it's just letting Willow like bet and bet and bet and like increase the odds and increase the odds, and is not like giving her any social signals to be like, stop, my hand is bad. Like, I don't think that he's doing that at all.
Okay, so Mal is slowly losing Willow's money.
Yes.
He's being conservative with his betting.
Willow, go ahead and roll me performance.
Oh, okay.
Mal taps your knee under the table because he sees that the money pile is going down, and will guide you as you make this check.
Bless your heart. Ooh. Okay, that's 21.
Okay, all right. So Willow's feeling good about her game. You know, she's doing all right. Mal is not. Do you just let Mal lose all his money, or do you do anything about it?
Well, it's her money, so she's...
Well, it is.
Yeah. So she's just betting, I guess... I don't know enough about betting. I would say she's being conservative with his, but being more bold with her betting. But
Okay, that's fair.
So I guess it depends on how good Mal's hand is.
she doesn't know what your hand is. She's just completely
Yeah.
Could I get a vibe check on what's happening over here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like, so as the shenanigans continue, let's sort of like, all right, Willow's doing okay. Mal is quickly losing money. The man and the woman across the table are pretty pleased with what's going on. They're getting their earnings back. What are the other three of you up to?
Probably sitting at the bar.
You want to be at a table? You want to be at the bar? Are you drinking in silence? Are you chatting?
I mean, we'd be lightly chatting. I still feel like at the bar. Maybe.
Sure.
If they were there when Sylvie got there, she probably would have gone up like by them at the bar.
Yeah, because I'm
How long she
assuming
stayed would probably be.
you guys fought monsters
Yeah, like-
together. You're
yeah.
probably like,
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Like
Or at least
bar
friendly
chat.
faces. Yeah.
all right. So, I think you can kind of hear what's going on in the corner. It's not a super big room. If you're trying to eavesdrop on them, if you're interested in the proceedings, nobody's shouting or anything. So, if you're just like whatever they're playing cards, then
Do we know Sylvie well enough? Not Sylvie, or Scotty.
Willow.
Willow.
Thank you. Do we know Willow well enough to know that this could turn into like something of a like spectacle?
Sylvie does. Sylvie knows that.
Willow admitted to cheating Vance before.
So she's not smart and she does cheat.
So you have that information. That doesn't mean that she's always a cheater, just that she did admit to having done that at some point.
I would do the thing where you like turn around and lean your elbows on the bar, drink, and then just kind of like watch that, see what's happening.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I'm keeping an eye on it too.
Uh,
Just like,
as that's like as we're kind of just watching this, I'll kind of nod over to Sylvie and be like, "When did you get back in town?"
just now.
Where'd you go?
I think that's my own damn business.
Noted.
And what about you? What you two been up to these
You would notice
3 days? Yeah.
you would notice that while some of the bruising and stuff that she had last time had healed, there's fresh bruising on her.
Cool. Get yourself into some trouble then?
Just seems to find me.
Scoff.
Does it now? Or do you find it?
I mean, I suppose it's not mutually exclusive.
How's the other guy look?
Worse.
All right then. She'll hold out her drink for a toast.
At a polite break in the conversation, Steep the bartender will kind of come over and just go, "Is there anything I can get you, honey?"
All three honeys look at each other.
Was she, who was she talking to?
Any of y'all. If there's anything I can get for anybody.
I'm set.
I mean, I wouldn't turn down more whiskey.
Same actually, yeah.
Coming right up.
Oh hell, one more.
All right, 3.
There you go.
And she'll turn around and pour 3 new glasses and hand them out to you guys. That'll just be, let's call it a silver for all 3. Unless you want to split it up.
I put a silver down.
Yeah.
Thank you. And she, it's not a huge bar. She just sort of steps away, but it'd be easy to call her back if you needed her. So Will, are you just playing cards? Just playing cards?
Back at the table, I feel like Mal kind of has his cards up in front of his face. Narrowed eyes. And he kind of looks like does a double take at Willow and then kind of does a little chin up nod and pushes all the gold into the middle of the table that he has in front of him, which is not a lot. But it's the first time he's bet for himself.
She is delighted to see this.
The man and the woman kind of glance at each other because at this point they have the impression that Mal is maybe not a super skilled card player. And the gnomish woman kind of shrugs and she meets the bet. But she has a much better poker face than you do.
Okay. And you, sir?
He looks at her, looks at Mal. He meets the bet as well.
I think Mal kind of looks at Willow for approval and kind of like a moment of, like, I did the thing.
She's so proud and delighted. She doesn't even care if you lose or not. She's like, oh my gosh.
Well, are you betting, little lady?
Willow will meet as well.
Was he bluffing?
I don't think he is. No, I think he's confident.
Okay, I'll roll for these two, and then you guys just roll a d20 for your hand. Well, I should have thought this out. I didn't think about cards. I'll think about cards next time. I'll decide.
No, then I'm actually gonna have to learn what's a good hand and what's a bad hand.
You could roll 5 d6.
I should have thought about this one, yeah.
And then re-roll up to 3.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this digitally. That's gonna be much faster.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact for anybody who's watching the stream. If you type something like 5d6 into Google, it just rolls a bunch of dice for you.
All right, so we're doing 5d6.
Yes. Okay.
That's the one who, of course, played the card player but does not know how to play cards.
Let's say 6s are high. And I'm gonna do it again. Card games.
So we need 6 total.
Oh, 6 total?
Oh, 5d6.
5d6.
5 cards.
Okay.
This
This is the stream, guys. This is the stream now.
I know. Well, we're figuring out cards.
You're here.
Yeah.
I should have thought about this.
That's fine.
How about are we doing poker rolls? Is that too complicated?
I was assuming blackjack.
Oh, wow.
No.
Why are you rolling 5 if you're doing blackjack?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, so basically, straight.
What was the proposal?
So like,
Yeah.
straight's your highest hand. 4 of a kind would follow.
Okay, so poker.
Full house. 3
Yeah.
of a kind. 2 pair. 2 of a kind.
What is a full house then?
3 and 2 that are
2 of
the
a kind
same.
of
Oh.
Can we reroll?
You know what? I'm gonna make this super easy.
Up to 3.
These two have nothing. So, like, they both have a pair. So you guys win, and they are both very disgruntled about it. But they're clearly very upset, but they have no more money, and they're going to kind of just be like, I think that's enough for us tonight, if you don't mind.
Wait, one enough. Willow will buy them a drink if it's like, as long as it doesn't tap into the reserves of, like.
Yeah, sure, you could totally do that. It would not be a huge amount. Let's say you win 10 gold. Total.
Who specifically won?
You did.
Mel.
Well, it's all your gold.
I bet
Unless you want to give it to Mel.
If Mel won, she was going to give him the winnings.
Oh, no. Darling, absolutely not. This is yours. I told you I don't bet.
Well, go put it in your, like Palms box or Elms box or your box?
No, unfortunately, I'm not
I think
as
you mean
established in the town.
coffers.
That one.
Yeah, I think that's the word for it. Yeah.
He kind of looks at both of you and nods. Shall we join them at the bar?
Let's shall.
Please
Sure.
keep your earnings, darling.
All right, fine, but I'm giving you a drink.
I will accept one beer, and that's all. Thank
You
you.
drive a hard bargain.
I know. He shows you his hand, and it was actually good. It was a 6, 2 3s, and 2 2s.
She's just like very ecstatically like patting your arm and like it's just very proud of you.
Good lad. So you guys get up, and the couple that you've just won quite a bit of money off of are muttering in the corner, but they'll leave you alone for the time being. However, before you get to the bar, I would like everybody to roll a perception check.
Oh.
I have to learn my perception for new character.
Yeah. What?
Wow. That is heinous.
How do I
Wow.
play this game?
How do I play this game?
How do I play this game?
Oh, the forever DM. Oh no.
I ain't seen shit.
I got an 8.
I got 6.
I also got a 6.
16?
What did Mal get?
Yeah.
I have to 21. Sorry.
Ooh.
All right. So on his way across the room, Mal realizes that he hears a strange noise outside that is sort of a scraping, shambling sound in the dirt. And pretty promptly thereafter, he hears horses starting to sort of whicker uncomfortably outside, as there are several tied up out front. It's unusual.
Okay, he would lean over to Willow as they approach the bar and just go, "Do you hear that?"
If she stops and listens.
Yeah,
Is she?
she would if it was pointed out.
What the hell is that?
Do you think somebody needs help?
Somebody's doing something.
Well, you stay here. I'll be right back. And I think he'll go to the door and open it. Like,
Willow will not listen. She will follow, but she'll kind of like try and make eye contact with Claire and Sylvie and Amity and be like,
So there's sort of the like classic saloon style like double door, so you could kind of see over it if you really tried, or you could kind of crack one.
I think he would push him right open and go outside. I think he's really comfortable here.
All right. So you're just walking out.
Yeah.
Okay. So if Mal were to walk out onto the porch and look up and down the street, so the sun has gone down. It's pretty dark. But there are a lot of lights coming out of different windows on this street. You can see things. It's not dark or anything. And at the so there's a crossroads, and you're at the upper left-hand corner of it if you're looking at it on a map. But if you were to look east down the road across the crossroads, there's this kind of humanoid shape that's sort of shambling down the road towards you, but it's not really walking in a way that you would normally consider a person, a human gait, let's say.
Is there anyone else on the street? Is there people running and screaming for their lives, or is there just no one?
Well, there's nobody else outside right now. There are other folks in the bar and some of these other establishments, but just it happens that the street is empty except for this figure. But the longer you look at this figure, you realize that you're starting to see a couple of other shapes, similar shapes, further back behind this figure. And the horses are getting more and more uncomfortable.
All right. Can I flip up Eyes of the Grave just to see if these are undead?
Yes, you may, and they absolutely are.
Okay. Mal's gonna turn around and try and walk back in the bar
Willow's
and
right
run
behind you.
flat into Willow. Yep.
yeah.
Darling, I don't know how to tell you this, but these are all undead.
What is the
that common
range
here?
on?
It's that's a great question. 60 feet. So it's pretty far.
Okay, carry on.
Is that common here? Do you guys often get undead here?
Absolutely not.
That's not good. Are they?
God bless us. Anyway, well, Steep. He sort of motions to her behind the bar.
Yeah, Mal?
Looks like we might be in for a fight. You mind shuddering?
Men or something else?
Something else.
Yeah, all right. I'll look after everyone.
Willow's like trying to subtly peek beyond the thing to see if she can see what Mal is seeing.
And everybody in the bar probably heard that and sees
Mhm.
Mal being like, the big.
What are you talking about?
big
What's out there?
creature panic.
Yeah, most of the other sort of average patrons are looking very concerned and kind of looking around to get a vibe of like what they should be doing here.
Claire
What'd you say? What's
would-
out there? She immediately asks as soon as like Mal like says that to the bartender. Like, it sits up a little straighter.
Well, they're not moving too fast, are they, DM? Like, they're not, like, booking it.
They're not running. No, they are
Okay.
ambling. Let's say ambling down the road in your direction.
Well, you want to come out here and check? Because I'd rather keep my distance, but...
Willow is trying to keep an eye to see how close they get or if they attack anything out there. Oh, I imagine, are the horses getting louder or are they?
Well, that's a great question because this is about when you hear a horse make a very loud, very panicked sound.
You'll be
and-
running out.
Yeah. As I'm running out, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm reaching into like my bag and I'm pulling out brass knuckles and putting them on both hands.
I would follow. Can I cast something as I go out the door?
Sure.
Enlarge on Claire.
What side of the door is she on when you hit this?
When we go out the door was
Okay.
the qualifier for that spell.
So Claire just emerges from the door and just
just
immediately
boom.
becomes
Hulks
significantly
out.
larger.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
All right, so
Lord.
as all of you guys get outside, you see that there are quite a number of these creatures, and one of them has just tried to clamber onto a nearby horse. So I'm gonna sort of switch you over to a battle map here so that we can do a little combat. So everybody roll your initiatives for me and get roll 20 up if you don't have it already.
Could Claire hit her,
God,
not Claire,
jeez
could
Louise.
Willow hit her mage armor as they go out?
Yes.
Thank you.
There it is.
Initiative.
Initiative. Hell yeah.
Initiative.
Everybody roll your
Plus
initiative.
0.
Fix this.
All right. Let's do 25 to 20.
22.
Ooh, all right. Claire, 22. What was that?
I just said big.
Oh,
Big.
Die, woman.
Paul Bunyan over here. All right, 20 to 15. Uh-oh. 15 to 10.
Oh, that's worse than I
12.
thought it was.
All right, Sylvie has a 12.
Mal has a 10.
Mal has a 10. Uh,
Willow's got
9.
5.
9 to 5?
7.
Okay.
7 for Amity.
7, Willow, 5. Okay, I'm gonna do our little buds here in groups. Whenever I do one of these big ones, I'm like, ugh, I'm not doing all you individually.
And remind me, what does enlarge do?
You get an extra d4 of damage. I have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. And then are just large.
All right, so you'll see down here with this black horse, this ghoul has jumped up on here. So, all right, I'm assuming you guys all kind of came out onto the porch here. So, all right, let's get into it. So there's one big buddy back here who's looking a little little zestier than the others and has kind of unusual glowing eyes. And this one is going to start its turn here. Actually, just by seeing all of you and thinking it's time to start running. So this thing is gonna head over here. And then it's gonna be Claire's turn.
Oh, well, in that case, since that one jumped ahead, I would like to meet it head on, and I would like to punch it soundly a couple of times, and then
Big
a few
woman.
more. As a big woman, I would like to pop against it. So first, 2 attacks.
Oh.
Not great. Not bad. 16 and 18 to hit.
Yeah, those will both do it.
All right.
So you see this sort of humanoid, but like with sort of the flesh falling off of its bones a little bit. Very gray, pretty nasty. Kind of the tongue lolling out of its mouth with these big nasty fingers. Go for it.
So,
Shaped like a friend.
Shaped like a friend.
The first one is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, all right.
And stunning strike on it. So it needs to make me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
All right. It only rolled a 9.
So it are stunned.
All right.
So the second one was 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Perfect.
And bonus action, a flurry of blows.
Very nice. Very nice. You're just getting your exercise tonight.
Yeah. So that's another 16 and an 18 to hit.
That'll do it. Yeah.
That's 12 points of bludgeoning damage on the first one, and 9 points of bludgeoning damage on the second one.
All right. And it is still stunned. So let's see. Do you have the stun up? And can you read it to me?
Yeah.
Unless I get there first.
Unless you get there first.
Constitution saving throw. Okay. I think it's just a typical stun, right?
Yeah, it's just that they are stunned.
All right. I can do that.
They're basically brr.
All right. After which are going to be a couple of our new friends. So this one is going to. Oh, I got to use my little ruler. Here we go. So this one is going to run up and attack Claire because she's looking like a good, tasty target. So the first thing it's going to do is a bite attack. It's going to try to just come over here and do a big old chomp on this large, punchy woman.
Gonna try and bite her calf. Like,
Just out, no.
That's all he can reach.
Yeah, you know.
ankle biters.
All right, that is going to be a 17 to hit.
That just hits.
All right. So that is going to be Oh, I rolled max. 14 piercing damage.
All right.
And All right, so then this one is going to use its movement to sprint over here. And this one is going to claw at the back of this horse. And the horse makes a very unhappy noise. Because they're hungry. And then, so the next in the order is going to be Sylvie.
Great. All right. Okay, I can get like here-ish. I can get there with my movement. And actually, let me see how far. Oh wait, no, that'll work. Great, cool. I'm gonna pull out my rifle and take a shot at this one that's chopping on the horse.
Good plan. I'm sure the horse appreciates it.
Get to the other ones in a bit, but first I'm gonna see if I can't do something about that one first. So that'll be a 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
On that rifle shot. All right, excellent. I never use those dice. I actually get to use D12s. That's fun. Okay, that's gonna be 10 points of damage for that first shot.
All right.
And then my second shot on that same one. It's gonna be a 26 to hit.
Whew, yeah, that'll do it. So it's a good shot, y'all.
And then that'll be 11 points of damage.
Ooh, that thing is barely holding on.
Damn. Okay.
Just
all right.
barely on there, but
Well,
it's not feeling good about it.
All right, I'll take it. That's it. That's it for me.
All right. So next in the order after Sylvie is going to be another one of these little ghoul buddies. So this one is also going to run up closer. This one is going to run up here, and this one is going to run up over here. So then we're going to go straight on to Mal.
All right. How is the real spicy one in front of Claire looking? Does it look like it has quite a ways to go?
I mean, it had a real solid chunk taken out of it, but it's doing all right.
All right. Mal is gonna step out here. Like kind of behind horses, but like not particularly, and sort of peek around the corner of Claire, and just go Padre Nuestro and mark that one for termination. So that one, the next time myself or an ally hit it, it is vulnerable to all of that attack's damage until the curse ends, aka when it is my turn, or it takes that damage. And then on his hip where his empty holster lies, he's gonna summon his spiritual weapon, which is a gun with a white mother of pearl handle with a piece of opal in it, and that's going to be his turn.
All right. So after Mal is going to be Amity.
All right. I am going to run. I am going to run down over here. As I go, I'm going to activate my symbiotic entity, which will give me like some temp HP, and then I will also cast Shillelagh on the staff that I am holding, and that'll be my turn for now. Yeah.
All right. And Willow, last in the order. Uh-oh.
Caught myself. Mal, could you ping which one you hit to?
The big red guy.
Red guy.
Yeah.
All right, I've never done spell radiuses before, so radius is half the circle, right? So if it says 20 foot, that would be 8 squares?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'd be a 20-foot radius is a 40-foot wide circle. So yes, 8 squares.
Oh, okay, I can't do that then. Not without getting buildings or horses. Okay, yep, then she is going to hex the big red one and fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Nice.
And for the ability check disadvantage, she will pick Dexterity. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, no. I was paying attention, I swear.
For what was that?
Her hex to give
Mm.
disadvantage on ability
Yeah,
checks.
sure. You can do
Okay.
that. That's fine.
So she's gonna fire off the first Eldritch Blast, which was a 24, and the second one is a
Yeah, that'll do
25.
it. Those will both do it.
Sweet. Oh wait, sorry, he was at disadvantage to attacks, correct? What was that?
No, it's taking double damage.
Oh, taking double damage. Okay. I like this better.
Spicy.
Spicy.
Of course I roll, so that's where's the 6? Okay. So 11 for the first Eldritch Blast.
All right. That's before doubling, right? Or
That's
did you
before
double
doubling, yes. I have not
Okay.
doubled that.
All right,
I was
all right.
gonna let you worry
Cool.
about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and right. So that is 12 plus the 1. So that's 13 for the second.
Very nice. So that's 26. Wow, Willow came out here and just blitzed this guy. I mean, with Mal's assistance, of course.
Yeah.
A good 1-2 punch. And so with that, we come back to the top of the order. So the one that I'm going to start calling Big Red. Well, I guess Little Red. Claire is perhaps the biggest player on the field at this point. Is not feeling good about anything that just happened to it, but Claire is currently in melee with it. So it is going to, let's see.
The red one?
Yeah.
It's stunned
Oh, it's
until
stunned.
the end or till my
You
turn.
are right. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome.
So it's not going to do anything. It's just going to sit there and think about its life choices.
Death choices?
It's at this moment that Dusty goes, fucking stunning strike.
Yeah, man. This is going to become a pattern, I can tell. So since that's the case, it is Claire's turn.
I would like to hit this this red until the end of my next turn. So it's still stunned, which means I have
Yes.
advantage on the attack, correct?
It is true.
So first one, that'll be 25 to hit
That'll do it.
and stunning strike it.
That's the 13
Yes.
Constitution, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, this time it rolled a 19.
Okay. So that's 8 points of bludgeoning damage on the first one.
All right.
And then, second one is probably gonna miss. Because that's like, yeah, that's a 7 to hit.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
And then
That one, it manages to kind of just barely get out of the way of your large fists.
Bonus action, flurry of blows. That is a 23 to hit on the first,
That'll do it.
Where?
with a 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And then for the second, that will be a 24 to hit,
Claire is not here to play.
with 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Also, because of my open hand, I would like, it to, because I use my flurry of blows, I would like for it to make me a DC 13 strength saving throw.
All right, that I can do. Lucky you, it rolled an 11.
It's now pushed 15 feet back.
All right, here it is. So, you basically just clocked this thing over and over and over and over again, and then ultimately just got that last one in, and it flew back 15 feet. I think just about now everybody's going, oh, wow.
The onlookers in the bar, like,
Yeah, everybody in the windows of the surrounding stores is like, oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. All right. So now it is a couple of these little ghoulies' turns. This one is going to jump forward and do a bite on Amity.
Can I use my Halo of Spores as a reaction real quick first?
Sure.
It's the start of their turn. All right. So they have to roll a con saving throw of 15, or I'll hit them with some necrotic damage.
All right. They only rolled an 11.
Ooh. It'll be 8 points of necrotic damage.
All right. It's not quite as effective as you might have suspected, but it does still have an effect. Let's... Okay, so with that, it sort of winces at your necrotic damage and then goes in for the bite. And it did roll a natural 20. So this is going to be... I'm going to be using the same natural 20 method that we use on Laurelwind, just because I think that'll make everybody... It'll just be easier. So, for anybody who's new, what we do is we take the max damage that a damage die can do, and then also just do the normal roll, which is something that Jess does on Laurelwind, which I really like. So, let's see. That is going to be... $12 damage.
Okay.
So this thing sinks its teeth into you, gets a good solid bite in. And that's going to be the end of its turn. However, it does have friends. So this one is going to come over here and say hello to Malcolm real quick. This one is going to claw out at Malcolm with its elongated claw-like fingers. And that is going to be a 12 to hit.
that does not hit.
All right. So that one whiffs it. And then this last one is... it's torn because this horse was easy pickings, but Sylvie just did an awful lot of damage. So it's going to leap off with a snarl and come over here and start heading towards Sylvie on its very last limbs. It's just crawling in her general direction at a good clip. So after that, it is going to be Sylvie's turn.
Well, let's see if that one that's shambling a little worse than the others gets any further. Can take a shot at the same one. 15 to hit.
That'll do it.
At this little guy. Okay. And then that'll be 9 points of damage.
And it is toast. You just absolutely blast this thing off its feet.
Yeah. Excellent. And then it doesn't look like, if I recall correctly, our preacher friend might be a little easier to hit than some others. So I'm going to take my second shot at the one by Mal.
He is
Looks like he's in trouble.
He's distressed. He's
over here
visibly,
going,
visibly backing up, bobble in hand. He has a gun for some reason. You do not know where he got it from.
Well, that's going to be a 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay. And then That's gonna do a solid 15 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, you get this thing, and it's looking pretty bad. It looks like probably 1 or 2 shots will do it, depending on how good your aim is.
Cool. Well, that's it for me. So.
All right. Next in the order is going to be one of our little friends here. So this one is going to run up to Sylvie here and try to do a claw.
Cool.
So its aim is very poor. I'm going to guess that an 8 doesn't do anything.
No.
And this one is going to leap up onto this horse and start sinking its claws in. And the horse is very distressed about this. But this horse over here is fine. Well, maybe not fine. It's alive. And that's gonna be this one. So this one is now gonna run around and try to bite Claire. And that is going to be a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that is going to be 13 damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, it got a good old teeth in there. And that is going to be the end of its turn, which makes the next person Mal.
All right. Sort of continuing his prayer, like clutching this Bible to his chest, he's gonna continue chanting in Spanish, Santificado sea tu nombre, and I need every single undead within 30 feet range of Malcolm to please make a wisdom saving throw with the DC of 14.
Okay, that's almost everybody except for Big Red.
Uh-huh.
So wisdom saving throw 14?
Yes.
Okay. Let me go in order here. So, man, I have to remember which ones are which. Okay. We got a 14. We got a natural 1. We got a 16. We got a 19. We got a 12. And we got a 14. I guess they're feeling smart today.
I guess so.
So one of them failed.
2 of them failed. 1 got a 12.
You're right. Thank you.
You're welcome. The 1 and the 12 have to spend their next turns moving as far away from me as possible. They cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet. They cannot react. They can only use the dash action as an action. If there's nowhere to move, they may dodge.
All right.
It is your call whether or not those were in melee range with the other players and whether or not those players get an opportunity attack when they choose to flee.
Okay.
Okay. With my bonus action, I would like to shoot the one that is currently biting me in the head.
Okay.
All right.
That's one of the ones that failed. Yeah.
Is it? Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Wonderful. I love to see it. That's gonna be a 21 to hit.
That'll do it.
Okay, and with his gun aimed point blank against this creature's head, he is going to deal... Oh, sorry, that's the wrong die. I'm on a different sheet. 9 points of force damage.
I mean, that'll do it. You pretty effectively blast this thing right off its feet, and it does not get up again.
He continues to pray.
Okay. So that one right in front of you is gone. All right, and after Mal, we have Amity.
All right, well, I'm just going to stay right where I am and swing my staff back and try and hit this dude in the face right in front of me. Oh. Which will be a 13 to hit.
That actually will do it.
Oh, okay, cool, excellent. All right, that gets a little bit of necrotic damage. All right, so it's 1 point of necrotic damage. And then 5 points of bludgeoning damage. I'm just gonna stay right there and be extremely embarrassed about these. That'll be my turn.
I mean, but you look super cool with this cloud of spores everywhere, right?
Yeah, they look great.
Sometimes that's all about the fashion, you know? Sometimes you're just a big woman punching things, and sometimes you're surrounded by mold. Okay, it might not be mold. That's your flavor. All right, next in the order is Willow.
Willow will move down here. How, if she does a quick glance at Claire and the others, does anyone, how bad does everyone look?
I'm
Like
looking
real
pretty
bad?
rough.
Really
but,
rough? Okay.
You know.
Claire, I think, has taken a pretty significant amount of damage.
All right, and then the wooden things on the map, that's like a porch, right? That's not like the building.
Yeah. That's like a porch. So there's like a low railing, but you could get over it and see through it and over it. Yeah.
All right, screw it. She's gonna take one more step back, and she is going to fan her cards, draw 6 of them, and fling them, and make a massive. If I can draw this, maybe. Come on, little guy. Oh wait, I just can't see it because it's itty bitty. And
I see a square.
Yeah.
Okay.
This there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That, because I should be missing the horse. Oh, come on. I already built it. I can't change it. So I hope everyone can see that.
I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
And she's going to cast I'm very concerned. Hunger of Hadar. So it is everything there just goes black.
Ooh.
And I am further away than 30 feet, so
Yeah. This is. Can you guys see this? That's the square.
There, yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah,
That's
visible.
very visible.
That's a very visible
DM to
square.
rescue.
All right, this is your square, right? I am gonna get rid of this only
Yes,
because
that
I
is
can't
my square. Thank you.
see anything. So, okay. Oh, we've got more squares. Doing good. So just these 2 critters, and then no other organic life. Fantastic.
Yes.
And
It's
yes.
magical darkness, and she's going to yell to the others to try and push them into it. And it's when the creatures start and end their turn, that's when the damage takes. So
okay. Would you like to read us the flavor text for this spell? Because I happen to know it's very good.
I don't wanna.
Would you like me to read the flavor text for this spell?
I can if you prefer, but I feel you
Needs to be read.
All right. For anyone who's never used or read the flavor text for Hunger of Hadar, you open a gateway to the dark between the stars, a region infested with unknown horrors. A 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears, centered on a point within range and lasting for the duration. This void is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises that can be heard up to 30 feet away. So, you know, y'all are just
Next to
out
it.
here, and suddenly this person you don't know super well creates a giant hole that's emanating some very concerning noises.
The slurp.
Does anybody hear some like slurping?
I don't know
Yeah,
what you're talking
that's
about.
not unsettling.
Just push
like-
them into it.
It's like right in front of me.
Into the slurping.
Oh God, what are they doing in there? What are the undead doing?
Sound like they're having a great
see.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure it's going great. All right, is that your entire turn, Willow?
My entire turn. Bad choices.
All right. So it is Big Red's turn again.
Oh, so starting.
Yes.
Oh, let me just make sure this doesn't scale up. I don't think so. Actually, no, it's level 3, so it won't
So it
scale.
starts its turn 2d6 cold. Yeah.
Okay, so that is 5, 6, 7. 7 cold.
All right.
And it is it difficult terrain or is he just blind?
I believe it is difficult.
Okay.
Yes.
So So
as milky otherworldly tentacles rub against it, says the flavor text of this spell.
I did this myself.
So, you know.
Don't forget to stretch out those milky tentacles.
But nobody else knows what's going on in there. It's just this
It's just the sound. It's just the audio experience.
so given the difficult terrain situation, it's gonna come over here, which is technically still in the square, but it is going to try to lash out at Claire. However, I believe because it is magical darkness, it won't be able to see anything.
Nope. It is blinded.
Yeah. Which, if I remember correctly, means disadvantage.
I believe so.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So it's going to give it its best shot. However, it is only going to roll a 16. Is that enough, Claire?
That'll miss.
Oh ho. So you are faced with this wall of darkness right in front of your face that is making unfortunate noises, and out of it comes a slashing claw that just misses you.
This is the big woman.
This is the large, punchy woman.
It's 10 acid.
Oh, fantastic. All right. So the critter in there howls in frustrated agony, and it doesn't sound like it's doing great. It sounds like it's doing pretty poorly, actually. But that does make it Claire's turn.
Neat. So, does that mean I have disadvantage on hitting those two critters that are in there? Correct? Because I can't see them
Since they're
either.
in the
so.
darkness.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I will,
Yeah.
without moving, just turn to the one that hit Amity and we'll pop on it.
Nice.
Or at least we'll pop and then we'll see. That'll be a 24 to hit.
Yup.
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
It is not looking good.
Then I will try and hit it again. That's a natural 19 for 26.
Yup.
And that is 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, you very effectively knock this thing to the ground. It probably looks super cool, given how that was pretty actually overkill. It probably goes flying in front of Amity's face, and you took care of it.
And then I will... I will bonus action... I will bonus action just another unarmed strike trying to hit Big Red at disadvantage.
All right.
Still not bad at disadvantage. Well, not great. Just kidding, because telling the difference between a 6 and a 9 is difficult. That's only a 13.
You ever just punch into a black void that sounds like tentacles?
It's squelchy.
Hand comes back out.
Void.
Well, don't go in there.
Willow's like, even I don't know what's in there.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Claire?
Yes, that is the end
All
of my
right.
turn.
So that is going to bring us to okay, all the ones from that one are actually toast. So next in the order is Sylvie.
Great, I'm gonna take a shot at the one right on top of me.
Sounds good.
And that's right next to me. Shit. You know what the hell? We'll make it a sharpshooter. Bam. Does a 14 hit?
Yes. They're not wearing armor. Yeah.
Got lucky. Okay, all right. Then that is going to be. Well, with that sharpshooter, that's going to be a solid 26 points of damage.
Ooh. Yeah, man. Even if this thing was completely healthy, you would have obliterated it, and it wasn't. So you extra obliterate it.
She ain't happy.
No. This thing
And then
virtually falls apart in front of you.
And then she will just scoot over just a little bit and take a shot at the one that's left that she can see. Because that one is still over there by that horse.
Yes, it is. Here, let me make this a little easier.
And that'll be a 24 to hit.
Yep, that'll do it.
And 8 points of damage.
It's looking real rough.
That's it.
Just clinging to life, and also this horse. Which does bring us to the one that's on the horse, which has been assigned to simply run away. So, it is going to use everything it has to try to piece out. Gone here. Bye. It's not having any of that. So, this one, however, is starting its turn inside Willow's void of fun.
Not discussing what's going on in there. That is 4 cold.
All right. So it takes 4 cold, and is going to exit. I'm just okay. It's going to exit the void space by kind of rotating around Claire here. And then it is going to attempt to do a bite. And that is going to be a 19 to hit,
That'll hit.
which I believe does. And that is going to be 9 damage. And because it is no longer in the Hunger of Hadar space, it is not going to take any additional damage, but that is its entire turn. Which brings us promptly to Mal.
Claire, how are you looking?
Not looking great.
All right. He'll put his right hand up and point towards you and say, Santa Lupita, pray for us, and is going to cast a healing word on you at first level. So that is not great, but it's 4 hit points of healing for you, and then is going to try and hit the one that is currently biting Claire, not the red one, the one that just came out of the weird sounding pit. That also was not good. It is only a 8 to hit.
No, unfortunately, that's not going to do it. It was a little bit wide.
Okay, he throws a streak of white light, missing a horse, hopefully. And that is his entire turn.
Nah, the horses are fine.
Okay.
So next in the order is going to be Amity.
I am just going to walk over this way and poison spray that dude in the face.
All right.
Which is a con save of 15.
All right. So it rolled an 11.
That'll be 18 points of poison damage.
Is it all poison damage? Okay.
Yes.
So unfortunately, this ghoul does just sort of stand there and give you a nasty look, and nothing happens. Turns out
So
poison doesn't really do anything.
that's a thing to note for next time. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and that my turn.
All right. So that brings us directly to Willow.
Yeah, Inky Black Void's working super great, guys. Nothing else weird is going on in there. And she's going
Is
to
that in character?
completely in character.
Good. Good.
You did that!
No! She's gonna
Fire!
immediately fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts, 1 at each of them, and try and knock them back 10 feet into... Oh, actually,
One of them is still in there, so you'll have disadvantage.
yeah. I'm debating how far I want to shoot. Okay, she's gonna angle because they have to go away from her.
Mm-hmm.
So first one for red at disadvantage is 19.
All right, sure.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll roll damage for that guy really quick because he's also got the hex. So that is 6 force and 2 hex. I forget what that is. It's necrotic. And he gets pushed back 10.
Yes.
Okay.
D6, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that it's necrotic.
Thank you. And then she will fire an Eldritch Blast at the other one. Ooh, that one isn't that great. Oh god, it's the 8 plus 5 conundrum. 13. Does a 13 hit?
13 does hit, yes.
Oh, yay! It's just the D10.
You know, they're just little kind of slightly rotting meat bags. They're not wearing anything spicy.
13 force, and he also gets pushed back 10 feet, please.
All right. 13 force on that. Let's not looking good. Looking
He
pretty
goes-
bad as it gets thrown back into the void. You said
It's-
15 feet?
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's put it here.
Stay
And
there.
then this one also got
10 feet.
blasted. All right.
Mhm.
So you guys watch as these two horrible creatures, well, one horrible creature, and the sound of another horrible creature gets pushed back into the tentacle void once again. And it brings us back to the top of the order with this ghast. So it is starting its turn in the void space, if you don't mind rolling me that damage.
Not all. That is 7 cold.
All right. It's feeling pretty bad. But it will try to get out of here once again. It's gonna come over here.
Oh, come
and
on.
this-
Stay in there.
we're trying to keep the ghoul in the box. It's going to attack Amity. Get in the box! With a claw attack, but that is only a... I'm on the wrong sheet. That is a 9 to hit, which I'm gonna guess doesn't do it.
Does not hit.
All right, so the attack goes wide. This thing is snarling. However, it is out of the void, so it's not going to take any additional damage. And that brings us to Claire.
All right. Now that you are out, sir, I would like to hit you with a natural 20.
Ooh. Do this math for me.
18 bludgeoning damage on the first hit.
All right.
Is he still up?
No, it is not. How would you like to do that one?
All right. I think like seeing it pop out and then trying to strike out at Amity, I probably like do some like, what was that movie? Like Henry Cavill as he's walking out.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah, it was the Mission Impossible
With
one
the,
where
like-
he's like stretching and then like faking boxing and then just come up and haymaker and like almost clean knock its head off with.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know, I'm kind of visualizing it like leaping out of the darkness at Amity and you clock it sideways. Like just
Yeah.
completely. Yeah. Alright. And it is toast. So you know there's still one in there.
May I... Okay. I will... Another attack. May I? No. Okay, I can't do that. I will bonus action patient defense.
All right. Can you read me the description for that, if you don't mind?
I spend a key point and I can take the dodge action as a bonus action.
All right. If this thing leaps out at you, you can take care of it. Fortunately for all of you, this is when you hear a horse riding up behind you at a gallop. And if you turn to look, you find that the sheriff has arrived on the scene. And he's going with his gun drawn and glowing with a faint light as you look at it. He's going to shoot into the darkness, and his first attack misses. However, his second cleanly takes care of this last little friend of ours. So he'll dismount quickly and look around at the mess of bodies that you've all made happen. There is still one running away if anybody wants to take one last shot at it.
Yeah.
Before I continue.
Got a long range of 480 feet. Hell yeah, I'll take that shot.
God.
Nice.
Love sharpshooter.
Fuck yeah.
Absurd. If you want to take both your actions, you can. Or attacks, I should say.
Well, the first one is a 15 to hit.
That'll do it.
Great. 11 points of damage.
Yeah, so this one is just, the classic shot of just running for the hills because of what Mal did to it, and you just, line up and get this thing right in the back of the head, and it just falls flat. And Sheriff Samuel kind of looks at you and does the kind of,
Casually, rifle across her shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, the cool approval nod. And he's looking around at everyone, he goes, well, it looks like I owe you all another one. This is quite a scene. And given where we are, we might take a slightly early break now. Just because we're at 9:05. Congratulations for solving my ghoul puzzle.
The ghouls. The ghouls.
The goals.
So hello chat. Thanks for hanging out with us during the ghoul puzzle. Let's make our keyword ghoul. What do you say?
Yeah.
Is that doable? Yeah. So as is always the case, every time we have a show on this channel, we're giving away a $10 gift certificate to tabletoploot.com. So wait until the Gut Punch account posts the keyword. Once the keyword has been posted, which it just is, if you type that into the chat, please only type it once. You will be entered to win while we're away on the break. And if you win, remember you can also combine this code that we will send you with the Gut Punch RP checkout code that gives you 15% off your purchase, which you can use whether or not you have a code. So go buy some cool dice, you guys, and we're gonna go take care of some stuff, and we will be right back.
Howdy.
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 Welcome back, everyone. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and type ghoul into the chat if you want to win a $10 off gift certificate to tabletoploot.com. So we'll give it a couple seconds, and then we'll have somebody draw that.
It's me. I'm the somebody.
Yeah, you're somebody.
3,
You're also responsible for
2,
somebody.
1. Yo, lizard.
Oh, look at
Hey!
Weird.
Congratulations. Hey, Lizardly, please type something in the chat. Oh, there you go. All right, making it easy.
Best response ever. That's the best thing to type.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Congratulations. And to everybody else, thank you for entering, and please come back every week and keep entering and keep hanging out with us. We love to see you guys here. And maybe you'll win something next time.
Also,
So let's...
this is coming
Yeah?
from me, Dr. Psych Owl, instead of the gut punch because I accidentally logged out and logged into this over there. So
Rip.
just FYI.
Oh no!
All right. This is our lovely Dr. Psycho, so don't be afraid.
Be
Or
very
maybe
afraid.
be a
Or
little
be
bit
afraid.
afraid.
Be very afraid.
I mean, generally, it is rumored that she is
Very
several hours in a
afraid.
trench
Yeah, there
coat.
is.
Or
Very
one really
facey
big,
owls.
terrifying owl in a trench coat.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
No, we know nothing about that.
Maybe one very
Oh.
big owl that wants to make deals. Maybe this is the bargain that you are about to make in your DMs. I don't know, man. This is a little advertisement for Laurelwind, which is on Mondays, that you guys should definitely come hang out with us and enjoy that campaign.
That owl needs to come back in this campaign and do like Antiques Roadshow or something.
Don't start with me. There are owl folk in
Oh my God.
5e now, man. This can happen.
Yeah, there are.
This is now a
Oh my
challenge.
God.
But they're gonna have to be cowboy burrowing owls. All right. And with that, let's get back to it, you guys. So our lovely heroes have defeated my horrible little ghouls that were running rampant in the streets, causing trouble. There are a couple of horses with a few bite marks, but nothing too crazy. They should be okay. They'll be fine. And Sheriff Samuel, who you guys might remember from the one-shot, has just ridden up and discovered the scene of chaos that you guys have all left behind you. I do have to ask, Claire, are you still big?
Am I?
No, I'd let her shrink down and then also clap her on the shoulder and cast a 3rd level Cure Wounds. Which I'll let you roll for because I'm terrible at it.
What am I
So
rolling?
3d8 plus 4.
So, Claire, wiping a little bit of the blood off your face, Amity comes over and does you a solid. You're feeling a little better, it sounds
16.
like. All right, yeah, feeling a little better, feeling good.
A little better.
And the sheriff looks around at everybody, pretty impressed, especially with that last shot that Sylvie took, which, hell of a shot. And he says, all right, well, I was up at the Blackriver Church and I came as soon as I could, but it looks like you all have taken care of it already. Is everybody all right?
Willow's kind of helping Mal up, making sure he's okay.
He, does one of those like arm on arm and sort of
Yeah.
make sure that he's completely up. Seems like we're all right. We managed. I'm glad that I saw him, but do you have any idea why there would be so many undead wandering into town at this hour, Sheriff?
No, I ain't got any idea at all, and that's kind of the problem. Why don't you all come to my office? It's just over there. And he indicates the sheriff's office, which is catty corner to the bar. So just across this little 4-way intersection. Is the map still up? No, we're good. Okay. I was gonna say if the map was up, it's on the lower right, but you guys remember what that looks like. In passing, he calms each of the horses that was terrorized, shall we say, by one of the ghouls. And if any of you are paying close enough attention, you'll notice that any wounds that they sustained are healed, so the horses are fine. And he sort of indicates towards the sheriff's office, and he's like, Yeah, do you mind all coming and chatting with me real quick?
Willow will hook her arm around Mal and look kind of uneasy going towards the sheriff's office, but is leading him in regardless.
He'll pat her hand and kind of take the lead, kind of trailing the sheriff because he's familiar, but wordlessly kind of follow, sort of looking over his shoulder. Does anyone else need any healing? Are you guys all right?
I'm fine.
I mean, I could still use a little healing, but I'm okay.
Willow, if you don't mind giving me a second. And he'll sort of like grab her hand a little bit, like loosen himself from her grip, and then fall into step with Claire. The way that you fight is incredibly admirable. I will give you that. Are you sure you're all right otherwise? And he'll start like grab your hand and like start wrapping some gauze that he pulls out of one of his pockets around your knuckles while you're walking. And it's very like efficient, quick, like not lingering, like as you know, I am healing you as possible.
I just need physical healing. I don't need you to save my soul, preacher.
I understand.
Kind of comes with the physical part, is you got to listen to the verbal part. It's a two-part deal.
I'm not here to lecture you. I promise.
Kind of seems like you were starting to.
Well, sometimes asking is the best that you can do, but if you don't want me to ask, I will not ask. No hard feelings.
I'm not really sure what you're trying to ask.
Just if you're alright is all.
Well, I'm still a little wounded, so I think that goes without saying.
He casts a healing word on you at 3rd level. Which is 11 points of healing. And it's kind of like does a little bit of a prayer under his breath, but as he notices that you're really steely, makes quick eye contact, nods, stops talking, and just goes, I will no longer ask.
Appreciated.
He continues to walk next to you until they get to the sheriff's office.
She walks a little faster.
He keeps up.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, he lets you go.
I have more movement than he does.
It's true. He is old. His knees hurt.
If Willow is sort of left behind in this situation watching these two goons,
You walk some power walk off.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of lean in and go, quite a group all of you are.
That we are. Quite entertaining.
What was the big black void? Was that one of yours?
It was kind of chaotic in the midst of this. I think so. Maybe it was one of theirs, though, but it seemed to be hurting whatever walked in there. Definitely couldn't see in there. I'm impressed you got that shot off, Sheriff, and she's gonna, kind of pat his arm very affectionately and kind of keep walking. I was like, that was just incredible. How far away were you? What was that distance?
He's kind of giving her the, but I know what you're doing look.
She pretends to not see it.
He's like, I don't know. It's not that special. I'm sure any of you could have made the same shot.
I know about that. I'm not that great with pistols. I think, in order for me to get a decent shot with a pistol, they're in range for me to throw it at them.
All it takes is a little practice. Pick up a pistol and a couple of empty bottles from Steep sometime. You can practice out in the desert. No one will take any notice of it.
It sounds like fun, Sheriff. I'll have to take you up on that.
Well, if I'm not working, I guess I don't mind. I gotta tell you, though, I do work an awful lot.
All the more important to take a break every now and then. Don't want to work yourself to a grave.
Well, I've lived this long, so probably doing all right. But yeah, he'll head towards the sheriff's office with all of you. So, why am I still looking at the map? So,
If we don't get lost.
yeah, you need your little map at all times. So he'll step in. It's a small town. The door's not locked or anything. Who's gonna rob the sheriff's office, you know? And he sort of walks around his desk, takes off his hat, hangs it on a coat rack, and sits down with a tired sigh. And you guys walk into the sheriff's office, and if you haven't been in here before, what you will find is a single room that has a desk. It has a single sort of iron bar jail cell in one corner that looks like it doesn't see a ton of use. He's got the star on his lapel. Everything feels pretty typical for a small town sheriff's office, nothing special. There's a sandy old cat lying on the desk, half asleep. And he looks around at everybody. He's like, well, first off, thank you for taking care of that mess out there.
Always a pleasure, Sheriff.
Well, I
Welcome, I
appreciate it.
suppose.
It seems like things like that are happening more and more lately, and it's getting tougher and tougher to keep up. It's,
Random things coming into town, or specifically dead things coming into town?
Well, I haven't seen those creatures before, but you all dealt with the whatever they were before. When Vance wouldn't, or didn't feel like it. And there's been other strange stuff. Sometimes it's nothing, weird sightings, other kinds of stuff. Sometimes it's stuff like this. And it's been, if I had to guess, I'd say it probably started 4 or 5 years ago. But it wasn't that bad, not for a long time. I could mostly take care of it myself, sometimes ask Vance. But lately it's getting worse. And I'd hate to see anyone, especially out of towners, someone who didn't deserve it, get hurt, killed. So, thank you. And if y'all are willing or you're looking for work, I might also have a favor to ask of you.
Depends on the favor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's call it a job, I guess is probably a better word.
I like that word better.
I'm not asking you to do anything for free. I know everybody's got to make a living one way or another. But, when Vance first told me he had hired a bunch of out-of-towners to take care of this, to go out into the Badlands of all places, honestly, I wasn't so sure about it. I thought you might have ended up dead just like most normal folk would. Then again, you proved yourselves pretty capable then and again tonight. So I'm thinking I could hire you. Help me out, keep the town safe, take care of any issues. It's a salary, so you'll make a bit of money a week just to stay here and keep an eye on things. If you're interested, of course.
Well, Sheriff,
Natalie has a question.
Yes.
Are there, in this office or outside, was there a board with wanted posters, anything like that?
Yeah, he's got a board in here with a couple kind of old looking posters on it.
Anything recognizable?
At At first glance, no. The current posters that are up look like they've been there for a little while. This is a kind of out of the way town. But he might know more if you ended up talking to him about it.
Sounds good. That's all.
Is she being obvious with looking at the wanted posters? Or is she
No,
trying to
just
be
kind
subtly?
of glances over, like glances over, like just to take a quick look and then back to focus on the conversation.
And I mean, of course, y'all could take other work if you wanted to, as long as it didn't interfere.
So
How much should you be paying?
Well, I'm not going to say the government pays great, but I could offer each of you 15 gold a week, plus lodgings if you need them.
I think you understand. I'm interested. However, it's more for the protection of the town than it is for anything else. Is there any way that I'd be able to help out without taking any of the dentist, I suppose?
Man, I don't think the rest of us would be too upset with taking his cut. If you don't want it.
Well, I'm already doing a couple of favors for the town. I'm happy to keep pulling my weight as best I can.
He sort of quirks a smile at Mal's comment, and he's like, "No, Mal, I know you got another deal with Vance. I talked to him, actually, and he's willing to lend you to me if you're willing to do the work."
Well, I'd much rather work for you than work for him. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
All right, well, if you're willing, your deal stays the same then. And the rest of you...
Do I believe the good preacher?
Do you?
I don't know. What kind of a vibe is he putting down, in particular when he's talking about his arrangement with Vance?
I feel like he's being very honest. There's a, like, between... I feel like he is speaking very plainly in a way that isn't trying to hide anything, but he is not going to make any further comment about any deals with the other townspeople. But when he mentioned doing another favor for the town, there's like a nod of understanding. I don't think that he's being particularly squirrely.
Okay.
Well, someone has to keep the good preacher out of trouble, so as long as I'm in town, happy to help out.
Honestly, I think he's like to be the least of your problems.
I don't know about that. You have to drag Mal out of trouble almost 3 times a day.
Do you now?
I try not to be an inconvenience, Willow, but careful, you might lose a poker partner.
Oh, you're no fun.
So she's teaching you to gamble now.
I don't gamble, Sheriff. You know I don't.
And what were you doing at that card table earlier?
Just saw you gambling.
Yeah.
According me, I'm apparently not allowed to be places by myself.
It's true. I am her escort. However, I actually don't know how to play poker, so I thought I'd learn.
What kind of escorting are you doing there, preacher?
Willow is delighted at this question, by the way.
Only the honest and God-fearing kind, madam.
Eyebrow just goes up.
I mean, I suppose that depends on your definition.
Of God-fearing?
And honest.
Lord help you.
Well, it seems like all y'all are starting to get along already.
I'll work for you, Sheriff. I'll do it. I'll take this gig.
I'd be much obliged if you would.
Could you give us any more details, if you don't mind me asking? I'm not going anywhere but I feel that these good folks are due a little bit more information.
I'll give you as much as I can, moving forward, too. The truth is, I don't know a lot. Things have been getting worse. I'd like to say that it seems random, but I'm not so sure it is. This town, there are a lot of rumors, a lot of old legends and stories, and it's kind of hard to tell what's true and what's not. They say the town is supposed to be protected from what lives in the Badlands. Black River, it's the river. Nothing crosses it, or so they used to say. But it's starting to seem like things do. Maybe more and more. And there's a lot living out there that, frankly, is evil. And I don't want it here.
Well, I'm personally more than happy to be working on the side of good than any evil, especially when Vance is involved. A little too close for comfort there, but in general, is it a beck and call situation? Because I thought that I might be signing up for something that would give us a little bit of foresight instead of having something dropped on your doorstep.
I'll give you as much notice as I can, and I'll try to let you know anytime something needs doing. You know, keep you occupied. But
Still, we're on call.
I'd like you to be if you're willing. But sometimes if something shows up like it did tonight, I can't give you warning about that.
All right.
Good.
Are you all interested?
It's a week-by-week basis, or are we committing to long-term here?
Anytime you want to leave, you're welcome to.
Oh, okay. I'm in then.
If you stop dropping by my office and picking up money, then that's on you.
Sylvie will offer her hand to the sheriff for a handshake.
Yeah, I mean he'll stand up and nod to you and
Yes.
shake your hand.
Yeah.
Professional, friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're interested in my wanted posters, I can try to post more as they come in.
That's all right. Just curious.
At that, Willow will then go and look at them and take a gander.
Honestly, I'm lucky if they remember to send me my own paycheck every 6 months. But I can ask if they'll start sending more.
That's
Honestly,
all right. It seems like you got
There-
enough trouble around here anyways.
yeah, that I do. There are a lot of different kinds of people in this town, good and bad. And I don't like to... Well, it frankly would be dumb of me to walk right into Blackriver Church and try to arrest any of Vance's men. So you should probably all consider that a off-limits kind of task as well. He's not a man you want to get on the bad side of, but I'm sure you know that.
We didn't seem like it.
Willow's nodding very sagely.
I might have mentioned this. He and I have a kind of deal. He does tend to help out. He doesn't cause trouble in the town, nor to his men. If you catch them doing anything, you're welcome to report it to me. It'll be dealt with. But anyone out-of-towners, monsters, any of that kind of stuff, the townsfolk come first.
Alright, so protect the town from monsters, mean people visiting, report Vance's men, and if we find a bridge of evilness, destroy it so the evil stuff can't cross the river. Got it. And Willow's like got a little small book that she's like,
Well, close enough. What were you saying, Mel?
Nothing, Sheriff.
She brings up an interesting point, though. There are 2 crossings into the Badlands. You all I think, probably encountered the southern one when you were out at Sunrise Ranch.
The one you left us at.
Yeah, the very same.
All right.
There is another, about a day's travel up north. They're rare, but there are a couple all the way along Black River. Now, as far as I understand it, there's some kind of protection that stops things crossing those bridges, but... well, it don't seem like it's working, do it?
Well,
So,
No, not quite.
protection, does it only work one way?
it's a good question, good as any. The legend goes that a couple hundred years ago, there were symbols or sigils carved into the rock that protected the town. I've never seen them myself, but you could go and check it out. My help.
All right.
Hell, if you got the time, maybe you can solve the problem. But mostly I'm just interested in looking after the town folk.
As am I.
Why are there no town folk to take this job?
Well, I'm sure some of them would be interested. I'm just not terribly confident in their ability to actually manage. It's mostly good folk, strong enough as any of us are out here in the West, but... well, they're not exactly taking care of the evil dogs in the desert, are they?
Seems like something you'd train them for.
I could certainly try, but I don't exactly have the time. That's kind of the problem. I'd rather find folk who are already skilled as all of you are.
Aren't you generally friendly with animals, Amity?
Sure. What kind of animals? What? Not like this cat, and I just like pat the cat on the head very lightly.
It is asleep, but it kind of opens its eyes and like shifts and goes back to sleep.
I just nod and like recross my arms like I did something.
Well,
What does being good with animals have to do with anything?
oh, I just running through my head. We had to deal with those, well, chupacabras last time. If they come back again, we might need your expertise. If you're saying yes to this agreement and all, I live here, so it's in my best interest to see where everyone's strengths are, I suppose. Make sure I can protect you if something comes around.
I can protect myself.
I'm sure you can.
Narrow my eyes, like very small at him.
For what it's worth, I do tend to find you can tell the difference between what's trying to rip you to pieces and what ain't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I appreciate it then. Honestly, I wasn't sure you'd all even be interested, but come back at the end of the week, every week. We'll give you your paycheck, such as it is.
You said that was
But-
20 a gold apiece?
I said 15.
I'm fairly certain I heard 20.
Listen, I might be able to push more like 17, and I could probably rustle up some ammo, that kind of stuff, as part of the gig.
That would be helpful. Actually.
Is that good enough for you, Miss Dawson?
I suppose.
hold out his hand to you as well.
She will spit in hers and then shake his.
He gives her a kind of...
Is it bloody?
I don't want to say
Probably
sarcastic,
is a
but
little.
displeased a smile that isn't fully real.
The eyes just don't quite crinkle at the edges.
No, they do not. Well, it's getting pretty late. If you all want to go back to the saloon, you're welcome to. I know Steep's got a couple of rooms up top if you need somewhere to stay.
Thank you.
Perfect.
I might head back with y'all for a drink or so and head on my way.
Well, then it sounds like I'll be bidding you all a good night.
Not sure if she'll leave the charge out the door.
At the cat before I leave.
The cat is very old and very pleased with this experience. It is missing several teeth.
2 pets, 0 effort. Yes.
Samuel sort of more genuinely than he smiled at Claire smiles at the cat being pet.
Claire does like a little half curtsy and like kind of starts heading out the door.
He does like a little polite hat. Oh, he's not wearing his hat. He does a little polite nod at all of you and sits back down to go back to work.
On the way out, Claire will kind of just like do the kind of jock thing as going through the door and like smacks the the door frame and just walks through.
Did it look at you funny?
He does not have to jump to reach it.
No, she's
Yeah. Yeah.
He kind of just gives you the like, really?
She doesn't even look. She just does it and
Kind of looks over my shoulder to sound like, all right.
Just roll my eyes and follow her out.
As you all are headed out the door, he actually will call it after you and he'll go, oh, one more thing. There's a tradition here in Blackwater that anything that dies, anything that was living that dies, needs to be either burned or buried on hallowed ground before the next dawn. It's just an old superstition, but I'd appreciate it if you kept it up.
Does that include those things?
As far as I can tell, those were already dead when you all started. So, no, I don't think so.
Looks like something didn't follow the tradition if those things came crawling into town.
Then again, I got no problem with them being burned, I'll tell you that.
Or
Sheriff, you know I have it in my mind to already take care of it.
Well, then I hope you get all these fine people to help you, because that is quite a number of bodies.
If you're interested in helping.
Claire pulls out her staff and flicks it and gets a
Willow.
spell slot back. Yes, Willow. And she like very like excitedly goes out the door.
What are you doing?
I'll wait
Wait for what?
for you guys. We need to get them in a pile.
what are you planning on doing?
Oh, we need to burn them.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to bless him first, but
Oh, I'll wait for you.
okay. I assume over
confused.
here would be a good idea. If you don't mind, I can start dragging him.
All right. Good. Here, I'll
Please.
help.
Be gentle. I don't know where these creatures came from, but
Willow's gonna
with respect.
like count her feet and then mark an X. And she's like, you could guys just pile them up here. And she is making sure there is nothing within a 20 feet radius. of where we are stacking these.
Preferable to stack them outside of the town square, don't you think?
Well, wherever you want to take them, she will follow.
Mal will find a spot that's not too far, but is not in front of anyone's storefront, and burn them out of sight here.
When Willow realizes he's already starting the burning, she's gonna be very disappointed.
No, he has not. He's just gently laying each body with its arms crossed over its what is left of its limbs in a.
Meanwhile, Sylvia like hefted one over her shoulder and just like drops it onto the pile and then goes to get another.
He just like.
Willow is not helping because she's not very strong. So she's just shuffling her cards.
Yeah, I go into the bar, come back out with a bottle of whiskey, sit on the steps and watch this.
Anybody who is handling
Sylvie?
a body.
I would actually say, seeing Sylvie do that, Claire will try to pick up 2 at the same time.
Yes.
I guess roll me like a strength or athletics.
Can I make an argument that I would have experience lifting like bags of sand or like doing the like dual carry and potentially having carried drunk people?
Okay, if roll with advantage then.
Not great. 15.
You do it, but it probably doesn't look as cool as you wish it did. Like, it's probably a little more like, it's kind of obvious that you're just stacking bodies.
Like, past Claire on my way to go get him. Like, you need a hand?
Is it like a light jog?
I've got it.
Mal just finishes like laying this one body until like nice, lining up all the bones as if it is a human to rest. The bone tired sigh that escapes this man is unparalleled.
Willow goes up to Amity
from behind you.
Willow will like fan her cards and hold them out to Amity. Pick a card.
What's it gonna do?
I'm gonna guess it.
I'll take a card.
Is it the 2 of clovers?
I turn it around. Is it the 2 of clovers?
Probably not.
Yeah.
She's not good at it. It like
it's
disappears.
10 of hearts. Sorry, just stick it back
one.
in.
She shuffles them.
You get lucky 1 in 52.
Yeah.
Can anybody who is handling one of the ghoul bodies roll me a perception check?
I would love to. Is it all of us or one of us?
Anyone who's handling one of the bodies.
All right.
If you are not, and you're sitting and watching, then you're not part of this.
17, please.
Ooh.
16.
10.
Is Willow handling any of the bodies, or is she just watching?
She's watching.
Good for her. Okay, so Sylvie and Mal both notice at some point that one of the ghouls that they're handling actually has a symbol burned into its chest. It's not a super fresh looking wound. It looks more like an old cattle brand. But it's not a symbol that you've ever seen before. It is 3 different sized circles intersected by 3 lines. I can send you guys a better picture of this later.
Yes, please.
Would this look to be a magical brand, or was it actually put there by like cattle like iron?
Why don't you roll me an Arcana? Unless you are doing any kind of magic detecting.
I am not. My Eyes of the Grave expired. Arcana is only an 8.
It's kind of hard to tell. It could be either one. But I'm gonna guess you know that either one is possible.
Okay. I suppose as I'm laying out one of the bodies that has this, they all have it.
Yeah.
Okay. As I'm laying out one of the bodies, one is like shirtless, and I go to put its hands over its chest, and I sort of freeze for a second and look up as Sylvie brings another one to me and sort of incant my head.
What in the hell is that?
Well, I most certainly don't know. It doesn't look familiar to you.
No.
All right.
You?
Not at all.
Is this loud enough to hear if we're
This
sitting
would
on
be
the steps?
pretty far from the thing, and I feel like Mal's pretty quiet. He's really soft-spoken.
You're probably kind of muffled then.
Yeah. Well, you can probably tell that we're talking about something.
Yeah.
If you want to come over. Okay.
How long does it take to pray
Like,
over
unless it was
dead body?
Come on, y'all. We gotta, like, there's still some more over here.
I'm coming. She'll drop the one that she was carrying and just like check to see if that one has the symbol on it too before she goes to get another.
Yeah, they all have it, and they all match.
Are they all in the same place? Like, is it
Yes.
all, like, sternum or, like...
yeah,
above
it's
part?
like sternum, basically.
Okay.
She'll point that out to Mel and be like, check the others. And she's gonna go get.
All right. And he checks every single one of them while she grabs the other bodies.
Didn't he already pray on that one? On that one? And then he's backtracking! Mal, what are you doing?
Looking for something.
Did you lose a wallet? And she's gonna, like, come over and... like,
I'll
see what you're
stand
doing.
up with a sigh and also come over.
Well, I've
Yeah,
just
'cause they're
never...
wearing pants.
Just never seen this before, I guess.
Can I make an Arcana roll?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Do you point it out, or are you just suggesting it, Mel?
I feel like it's very obvious that he's moved, like, their hands down so that you can see it on everybody.
Is this something that Willow would have any sort of recognition with whatsoever? Or nothing in her wheelhouse?
21.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
All right. So Amity kind of ambles over. Sounds like possibly with whiskey in hand.
Yeah.
and stands there and watches everybody else work. But when you're taking a look at this brand on the chest of these ghouls, to you it's pretty obvious that this was magical, or the source of it was magical.
That's all I'm getting.
It is not a symbol that you recognize from any source you would have. Yeah, it's new to you. That's all I got for you, but it is magical in nature.
All right, I would like bend down next to the body to take a slightly closer look at whichever one priest is looking at, and just like let out a lower whistle and be like, that is something. Like nod for a second, be like, that's magical in nature.
Nothing you're familiar with?
No, not that I've seen before, but the flavor of it.
Well, I trust your experience better than mine. You don't deal in local legend, do you?
I mean,
Are you superstitious?
nah, it's not really worth it.
Well, then I wouldn't worry about this one too much. I tend to do a little bit too much worrying about forces. I don't
And I'll
like
let
to
you
look at
worry
this
for
at
both
all.
of us.
Unfortunately, I feel that I might.
Well, have fun with that, and I just like clap you on the shoulder and back up.
If you do, before you go, if you do find anything that sort of looks like this, the sheriff mentioned something about symbols being in rocks, right?
Yeah, but maybe this is the symbol that's letting them pass the rocks.
Maybe. Could be related. I don't like the look of it. Then again, I don't like any symbols that I don't recognize.
Yeah, but if it's something with an origin, it's easier to solve than rocks that we can't find.
Well, maybe we gotta go look at some rocks.
That does sound rather exciting.
Sounds like a perfectly good Saturday to me.
Love rocks. They're the best.
Nothing better than a
Yes.
long hike sitting on your porch at the end of the night.
Insight check. No, I'm kidding.
I too enjoy rocks with whiskey over them. Are we
Yeah,
done here?
Yeah.
I just hand you the bottle that I'm holding.
Like Sylvie like drops like the last one on the pile at that. It's like, yeah, just give the preacher a second to take care of the
Mal.
last one.
Mal fixes the body. Willow, do you mind?
Not at all. Stand back, please.
He stands back and cracks open his Bible. I think he starts reading. Oh, I gotta go through my books and be more prepared. He starts reading a passage about death, I think, aloud.
And Willow will fan out her cards and draw 5 of them and kind of fling them all, and they all go to, 4 go to separate corners, 1 goes in the middle, and she casts Fireball on the bodies.
Yeah, the bodies go up quite zealously, I guess. It's quite a bonfire.
Yeah,
It probably smells
Yes.
pretty bad.
zealotry, yes.
Zealous.
Rocks on her heels, very pleased with herself.
Could have done with a little less fire, maybe.
Yeah,
Like watching the clearance of the buildings on either side.
I wouldn't exactly call that one holy light, but it was impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Been wanting to try that one for a while.
Well, good at use as any. I hope you're able to get it back.
Oh yeah. I have to rest up for a bit. I'm pretty tapped.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but sometimes that drink sounds awful nice before you go to bed. So, everybody going inside the bar.
Oh, now that you mentioned a drink, how could I refuse?
All right.
During this time, you guys probably saw anybody really who was left in the bar or any of these other establishments has headed home. Now that the streets are clear and the drama is over, they're like, we're out
Alright.
of here.
Our gambling buddies gone.
Yes, they
Okay.
evacuated as soon as it was safe to do so.
Okay.
I think honestly that Steep probably encouraged a lot of people to leave once it was safe.
Mm-hmm.
But the bar is still open. You're welcome to go in and sit down. She knows it was all of you guys who took care of everything.
Willow will hop up on the bar and order a champagne or something fruity or
Champagne?
something ridiculous.
Champagne?
Yeah.
I've
You
never
had it? Oh my gosh, no.
Well, I've never had a drop of that in my life.
What? And she's
You got
gonna
that
order one
kind of
from Al.
money?
How much is it? It's gotta be more than the 10 gold she won, right? That was like a gold pop or?
If you ask Steep, I think that she'll chuckle a little bit, but she's seen you over the last couple of days. She knows that you're a character. And she'll kind of chuckle and go, I mean, I got 1 bottle in the bag. It's about a gold.
Perfect. If you won't mind us stealing that from you. We'll let you steal a glass of it.
I can't guarantee it's cold.
I don't know if I got anything to help with that.
Spell list.
Yeah. She's like
Oh,
mentally
we're
going through her head.
laughing so hard.
Let me look at my 5 spells. Hold
Still
on.
touch.
Yeah.
The bottle bursts.
That's what I got.
Do you indicate to her that you do in fact want the
Yes.
champagne, or are you like
Yes.
thinking, or is the
No,
hamster going?
she's like,
Okay.
yeah, she's full on. She wants this.
Steve will sort of chuckle at the exchange between all of you guys, but she'll head in the back and root around a bit to find what she's sure is at least one very dusty old bottle of champagne back there.
I just grab whiskey glasses from the bar while she's gone. Whoa.
Are you just grabbing glasses, or are you grabbing anything else?
Well, because I said I went in and bought a bottle and
Right.
came back out, and that's where that came from.
Okay, fair.
So however much that is, let me know.
For a whole bottle, let's do 5 silver.
Steal. All right. Yeah, I would just like sit at a table, pour glasses for whomever wanted them. Sure.
There is a pair of, well, there's a halfling and a gnome who do work here, who are kind of looking at you as you do this, but if it doesn't seem like you're doing any harm, they don't really care. They remember that you bought that other bottle.
Yeah, it's like the stacks of glasses I have. I'm just like grabbing the top 3 or 4.
One of them very excitedly comes up to you, the halfling, and he's sort of like, "Do you want ice?"
Yes, please.
He's quite a character, which you probably know. He takes one of the glasses and starts trying to make an ice cube. Let me see if it actually works.
Well, buddy.
I was watching this very intently.
How is he
very
doing
excitedly.
this? What is the method? How is he doing this?
He's trying to cast a spell, but it doesn't work, so he kind of just ends up generating some like very cold water into the glass.
I take the glass from him and just drink the water and go, "It's not ice, but it's still good." And I give him like a silver and go sit down.
He's like, "Well, I'm working on it. I'll get it next time."
Yeah.
Oh! Willow will go over and touch the glass and prestidigitation, chill it.
I was looking up.
Now we're getting somewhere.
All the use for the spell.
The rest of the show just bar drinks.
Bar crawl, guys. Bar crawl, bar crawl, bar crawl.
We introduced the entire town to the concept of ice.
And by
Chill
bar crawl, we
glasses.
just like do a lap around the saloon and then go back in. Like,
Right? It's like a whole new place.
You could be inventing ice cream next, I swear. I mean, it snows here in the winter. It's not like these people don't know what ice is. But it's pretty hot these days, so yeah, they don't have ice on like under the counter. So eventually, Steve comes back with the bottle of champagne, and she kind of dusts it off a bit. It's a bit cobwebby, but it's fine. It's a sort of middle of the run kind of vintage. It's actually probably pretty good if any of you even know anything about champagne, which is really up to you. And you know, she does the cool bartender thing of like wrapping the towel around the cork and popping it, and there's like the loud sound and the thing. And then she sort of looks around and she's like, "Well, I actually don't have any champagne glasses.
Oh, that's
Are-
fine.
Normal glasses all right with all of you?"
Perfect. And I insist
That's
you have the
fine.
first one.
"Oh, you don't have to. You're the one paying."
Oh, yeah, but we're stealing your last bottle.
"Well, I can always order more if I find it turns into a popular item."
There's at least 6 drinks in it, right? So everyone can
Yes.
Okay, yes. Then she's going to insist that
All right, yeah.
Steve takes a glass.
She's like, all right, well, that's mighty kind of you, honey. Thank you. And she'll line up 7 glasses and pour out like an equal normal portion into each one. The glasses are not chilled unless you prestidigitate each one.
Unless anyone stops her, she'll chill each of the glasses.
All right, she'll hand them out to all of you and hang out at the bar.
You'll have to wait 6 seconds between each one, but she'll get there.
That's not too long. She's like, oh, that's a mighty fine trick.
Thanks. I just figured it out.
Maybe you'll be able to teach one of my assistants a little something.
Oh, I can try. I probably would have to figure out how I'm doing it then.
You don't know.
No idea.
Really?
You can
Inside
do
check.
magic. Roll whatever it is that's appropriate for whatever it is you're saying.
Ooh, that'll be a 21, sorry.
Oh, nice. I got a 17. She's being absolutely honest. Well, she's being honest and she understands how it happens, but she has the element of she has something that she knows is causing it, but she literally doesn't know in order to do this, it's this, this, and this. Like to teach it to someone.
Side eye you a little bit.
She smiles brighter and offers you a glass of champagne if you would like it.
Well, you can do magic.
I take
but
it
you
and
don't know
like sniff
how.
it.
Nope.
All right. Well, the world contains all sorts, I suppose.
Yep. Might as well use it while you have it and see what fun you can cause.
Well, as long as you're not selling your soul to the devil or something, I suppose.
No deals made. No worries.
Insight check.
Yeah, same. Yeah, actually, yes. I don't believe this girl.
Me in this cute little hat. This is such an injustice,
innocent.
guys.
So innocent.
Does it look like the other people in the bar are like really trying to press Steep for any reason? Like, are you guys like, are they not investigating Steep? I'm sorry.
They're
I'm
investigating
thinking-
Willow. I
Oh, no,
think.
Willow.
Oh.
19.
14.
Unless you're investigating Steve.
I was like, wait, hold on.
What's Steve do?
Oh, 15.
She's just sort of leaning against the bar, like drinking her champagne with you guys. She's got a little apron, gloves, she's dressed. I mean, she's a warforged, but she's not naked or anything.
Well, she got an 11, so she is telling the truth.
All right.
I'll sniff the champagne, feel that it's a little sweet, and then just kind of like do the open up the throat and just down it in one.
That's not how you're supposed to drink champagne.
Willow will hand one to Mal.
He takes it and looks at Claire while she does
No, not like that.
He sips it very gently and ooh, like that's it.
A nice fizz,
Yeah.
a dry brute.
Oh, wonderful. It's the real thing, yeah.
Sure.
She slides one down to Sylvie. She has
Take it. Take a sip. And also decide that it's too simple. And do the same thing Claire did.
like you guys are allergic to sugar.
And go back to her whiskey.
Willow will sip hers like a goddamn lady.
Y'all are cool.
I'm sipping mine, but I'm also like double fisting with like whiskey shot, so.
Well, as long as you don't combine them.
Is that a dual wield?
2-weapon
For
fighting.
my tavern brawler feet. Just
There we
chugging
go.
champagne at them.
Where that's closer to bar crawl.
5 glasses in, there's not a ton left, but Steep will kind of top off everybody relatively equally until the bottle's gone.
Mal will like hold his hand over the top of his glass. He doesn't want any more.
She nods and doesn't comment.
Well, what do y'all think of that ask from the sheriff? If you don't mind me asking.
I'll take some steady work for a time.
In all my
Hope they know
experience,
that.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm wondering if all you're planning on staying in town. Like I said, I live here, so I'm not going anywhere, but if you're looking to stay for a time or you're looking to collect your first paycheck and get on your way, I guess I'm just curious.
I don't mind it here. I think I'll at least stay for a bit. Depends on how long the work lasts, I suppose.
That's fair. God knows, I've been here 8 weeks now. Sheriff's right. A lot of weird things pop up, but I haven't handled very many of them myself. Just been trying to get on my feet.
What do you think of him, the sheriff?
Well, he works a lot, so it's not like we're speaking every day, but he's friendly, nod to each other as we pass, but seems to be all. Has a lot of business to do with Vance, trying to keep the balance there, but that's all I know. My impression is that he's a kind man. Honorable.
Claire will make eye contact with Mal and then be like, attractive?
The sheriff?
I mean, not my taste, but the way you talk about him.
Saying that somebody's generally honorable and God-fearing is attraction to you?
No.
No disrespect at all.
I
No,
mean, if that's what you're into.
Well, is that what you're into, preacher?
He's a handsome man and seems rather capable. However, I mostly keep to myself. It's not something I'm quite looking for at the time, if you don't mind. Now, Claire, if you don't mind me asking, are you looking to stay in town? Do you not have a good impression of the sheriff?
Oh, I have not considered the sheriff at all. You are the one who seemed to be considering the sheriff.
I'm
And
asking
concerned
if you
about
are,
his favorable impressions upon others.
I'm asking if you're interested in staying in town, or if you're looking to pack up and get on your way.
Do we have to stay in town proper? Because, like, I'm just like, I just like point in the direction that I live, like just right over there.
I don't necessarily live within town limits either. I think I'm on the outskirts. But
Just
he
like
said,
commute to work. Okay.
yeah, there were rooms for rent here, but I'm on a, it's real easy. It's about a 5-minute commute.
Not the traffic.
45. Yeah. Just a slow ass horses, you know.
You just get behind the donkeys and no passing lanes.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a trail.
Claire?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
I was asking if you were staying in town.
That is indeed a question. And she gets up and slams her whiskey and just kind of walks out the door.
All right.
They have rooms upstairs.
You
I don't
come
think she
back?
heard me.
roll my eyes
No, I
and
don't
follow
think so.
Claire out.
Where?
But I'll leave the bottle of whiskey and just like clap. Not Annabelle on the back.
Sylvie.
Thank you. I'll get it.
I know. Yeah, same. Yeah. We got this.
This is so much easier for me.
We'll take the bottle. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, are you headed home? The two of you, Amity and Claire, or are you just sitting out on the porch?
So question.
Answer.
Because this is something that I like never end up doing. My background allows me to basically perform at any place.
Right.
Could we, instead of it being a perform, it's can I potentially find somebody to pick a fight with?
Sure. I feel like any character can pick a fight if they try hard
Right.
enough. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of folks headed home, but anybody who's still prowling around, actually, you might be able to think about it for a second and guess that the people who are the rowdiest and the bravest probably are people who work for Vance. And it's been indicated to you that he and most of his gang operate out of what used to be an actual church up on the hill above town. So if you choose to go that direction, you could.
I think I would.
Okay. Amity, are you following Claire?
I feel like that would be the place that I would figure if you were trying to fight people, you would go. But also, I'd probably just like catch up with her outside the bar. And you're not fully healed, are you?
I'm mostly fully healed.
Just slightly
Had a short
injured.
rest at the bar. We were boozing. We had two glasses.
Yeah, you can count that as a short rest.
Oh.
Sure.
Thank you, DM.
No, I feel like I would just go out, try and catch her like by the horses, and just be like, "You're not gonna stay out too late, are you?"
I'll be back before dawn.
I just like let her arm go and like huffily turn away and get on my donkey, who I think I named right off.
What did you name your donkey?
I feel like it was a C name, so I'm going with Charlie.
I think it was Buster.
Okay, it's Buster the donkey. I like that. That's good too.
I can check, but I seem to remember.
That's
It's a seal.
it's a loose seal.
Unless you, it's a donkey. You can change its name every day if you want to. Like,
His formal name is Charles, but I call him Buster.
okay.
This is a
I'm-
fancy donkey.
Personally, in my heart, I really hope that you have another donkey named Dave, but that's just me.
That can be like the three-legged wild boar's name.
Nice. All right. Cool.
That's
Cool.
Dave.
We got Dave and Buster. We're doing great. All right. So Amity kind of goes, all right, go fight people, I guess.
Yeah, get wrecked.
Does anybody else in the bar, do you all just kind of go, well, I guess they left?
I feel like Mal kind of finishes his drink and is, but like makes light chatter. It's being very surface level, very polite.
Willow look to Steep and ask her if she knows anything about the weird rocks or weird symbols, or if that's anything that she's heard anything about outside local legend, or if she wants to share local legend, because Willow doesn't know shit about the local stuff. Which we can put that on pause and put a pin in it for.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit of switching back and forth here. I'll just keep on that thread just for a second. So Steve will kind of go, I guess I hear a lot of stories, folk in here just talking about things. I mean, I've lived here for a few years, not forever, but enough to pick up some things. Yeah, I mean, folk talk all the time about how close we live to the Badlands and how the river is the thing that protects us. I mean, people rely on it. That's why they're willing to live out here, willing to ranch, willing to have animals. It's hard work and it's a little dangerous, but it's not terrible. I can't say I've ever been out there myself. I don't have much business crossing over into the Badlands. I got no reason to.
So you wouldn't have seen any funny rocks with funny symbols or runes or anything of that sort, or heard anything about it?
I mean, there are some rocks around that, you know, folk who lived here a long time, much longer than any of us settlers, drew into, sometimes carved into, but I don't think any of that's magical. I don't think that's what you're looking for. It sounds to me like you're looking for something a lot more powerful.
Ready? Thanks, Steve.
Sorry, I can't be more help.
Nonsense, you were the exact amount of help that we were looking for, and the perfect company.
You are perfectly helpful, Steve.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. So Claire, you are a little boozed up, maybe a little.
Oh, I still have 2 bottles with me. From the first one, one is just swill and one is good. So I am drinking as I go too.
Right.
Mhm.
Little liquid courage. And you start heading up towards Blackwater Church. It's not a super long walk. It's on the church itself is an adobe structure that sits inside of kind of a bigger yard of adobe walls. So there is the actual church as well as a couple of other smaller buildings, a sort of stable area where a lot of the gang keeps horses, that kind of stuff. There's a garden. There's a graveyard. So it's kind of a very small church complex. Reasonably, you can assume that there is not actively a priest in residence here anymore, though. Right now, it is occupied by Vance Graves and his crew of goons, shall we say. Some of whom I think are hanging out, drinking like you are. There are a couple of them sitting near the front gate. It's possible they're supposed to be on watch, but probably they're just sitting up late like you are. A little rowdy.
I like rowdy.
Let's say that it's a red dragonborn and a human man. The dragonborn, they're both male. And they're just sitting, drinking. They kind of look at you when you walk up, looking at your scruffy appearance, shall we say.
Still some like blood on my shirt in multiple places from getting bit.
One of them sort of drunkenly calls out and he's like, "You get in a fight?"
Usually.
Hell of a response.
Yeah, no.
What is it, a hobby of yours?
Sometimes.
You any good at it?
Oh, honey, I'm the best.
Around here, I'm not so sure that's true.
I mean, I'd be willing to put a little money on it.
What, you want to fight us or you want to fight someone else. You looking for someone?
No, you'll do.
The other one goes, sounds to me like that's a challenge, or a bet at the very least.
Bet.
How much you betting?
How much I got? Let's see. $65?
You want to bet 65 gold on a brawl.
You scared?
Oh no, but hey, I suppose it's your money. Maybe you're the one who's scared.
Oh no, I said I offered 65. Are you
Oh.
taking this?
I'm
Oh,
the audio may have dropped out. Excuse
Okay.
me. I'm trying to speed make a random character on D&D.
I know.
Randomize.
randomize. You know, I'm not gonna make a whole character sheet. I will have you roll off. What feels good to you for like just brawling with people? We can certainly figure this out in the future, since I suspect Claire might be brawling a lot.
Like arm wrestling style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arm wrestling, but it's punch for punch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that
trying
would
to-
be better. If it
That's
was,
solid.
yeah, I would say, yeah, an unarmed strike versus unarmed strike would be,
All right.
because otherwise, like, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, okay.
Because if I can use my
generated-
shit, then I'm gonna be like trying to stun them immediately and then just beat the shit out of them. Actually,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not true. In this case, I'd probably let them hit me a few times first.
All right. All right. I got a little quick build here. We can just do the punch for punch if you would like. So, do you want to do first to 3 hits,
Sounds good.
or all right? Shall we? You want to flip for who goes first?
You can go first.
Mighty ballsy of you. All right. And this dragonborn kind of lumbers to his feet. He's kind of a big guy. So his first is a 12.
She just like slowly ducks out of it.
Yes, it's your turn.
$17.
Yeah, you clock him. And then he'll turn around and try to get you. And that's going to be a 14 to hit.
Ducks out the other way.
Nope.
$24.
Got him again. He's looking kind of frustrated, realizing that like he might have bitten off a lot more than he can chew with this one. And I think you kind of scared him a little bit because he rolled a natural 1. So he really just fucking whiffs that.
10.
All right, maybe he falls backwards and then you kind of miss. He only rolled a 9 though, so he misses again.
I too roll a 9.
He rolled another natural 1, so he's really off his game at this point.
10. You guys can go
Natural
away.
20.
Ooh.
So he gets his first hit in on you. In fact, that might be 2 hits. All right, your turn.
$16.
You got him. So you clock him this one last time. Like, he got you pretty well, but I'm gonna guess you didn't like that very much. And you wind up and you just knock him right on his ass. He's out cold, and his buddy is sitting there just like laughing. You know, this is just fun to him. But his buddy's like, all right, fine, it's all yours. And he'll root through the Dragonborn's pocket and pull out a wallet, which he opens up, and he's like, I gotta be honest with you, he's only got 50 on him.
That'll do.
All right, if it'll suit you. And he'll just throw the whole sort of little leather coin purse over to you.
And she'll offer her bottle of whiskey to split, like, if he's drinking.
Yeah, I mean, he'll definitely take a long swig. If it seems like you're offering to stay and hang out, he will. But if you're just headed on your way, then...
Yeah, probably head on my way.
I'll tell him you said hi when he wakes up.
Thank you kindly.
Have a good one. Do you head home, or are you still wandering?
Probably would wander for a little while, and then would eventually.
You might have kind of a walk home if you don't have a steed. Do you have a steed?
Well, I assumed that it may be back at town, because I probably just walked away. Yeah, because
I think your horse is probably downtown. So
yeah, so I would eventually meander to get my horse, and then.
All right. Just a little refreshing, drunken nighttime walk, you know. Couple new bruises, the usual.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right. And then you head home, it sounds like, or at least back to Amity's, in so much as someone can call that home. For you, anyway. Oh no, Amity's home, I'm sure, is lovely, but I don't know if Claire would call it home. Suppose it remains to be seen. Did any of you back at the bar, A, do you have anything else you want to talk about? And B, did you make any plans if not? Mm-hmm. Does everybody just head home?
What up?
What?
What up, Sylvie? What are you gonna do?
Sylvie, if Mal or Willow didn't start saying anything about plans for the morning, then she would kind of just duck out for a bit, get her horse to a stable, take care of all that, and then come back in, and then kind of just
Willow's making a house
see
of
y'all in the
cards.
morning. Then I guess.
Well, I suppose so. Are we all going to look at those rocks tomorrow?
I suppose.
Good place to start as any. Do you need? They got rooms here,
Are you talking to me or are you talking to Sylvie?
Sylvie.
Oh yeah, I was gonna just stay here. Yeah.
Okay.
Steve's a wonderful host, and I'm sure the rooms are
Oh, I'm sure.
fine.
She's sort of from over at the bar is like, well, it ain't much more than a bed and a wash basin, but it's tidy.
Perfectly good.
Better than the dirt outside. I'll take it.
This is very true.
Did you have a particularly long journey from where you were coming from to get here?
It's about a day's ride,
That's not so
give or
bad.
take.
I suppose it doesn't mean you had to sleep under the stars at all.
No, thankfully.
Well, good. Well,
I suppose I'll leave you all here. Gonna head on my way. Meet you here in the morning.
Need someone to
Sounds
walk you
alright
home?
to me, yeah.
Well, I live all the way up on the hill. If you're staying here, there's no point in you coming all the way out there and then coming all the way back.
I'm a night owl. Be here,
Alright.
making
Well-
house cards.
Sure. You want to come in my direction? I don't mind.
Sure. Night, Sylvie. We'll see you in the morning.
Night. She'll head on upstairs. Here, tip her hat. Going up to her room.
All right. Mal will go get Montero. Saddle up.
Willow will get Gambit.
All right. He goes about all of his work in relative quiet. Like, he's not very good at starting conversations.
Willow will ramble. Like,
Right. About halfway to the hill, he'll stop for a second and sort of go, "Whoa. If you want to turn back now, I wouldn't be upset. I live in the church, so kind of the fighting type there. If you didn't want to get into any trouble or the potential of any trouble."
oh, with what?
Well, that's Vance's hideout.
Oh, yep. Yep. And she'll kind of give a salute. Smart thinking. I don't think he likes me still. And she'll kind of turn her horse.
One day you're gonna tell me what happened. You just cheated him at cards.
I just cheated him at cards.
And you're...
There has to be
Indebted.
more.
Did he clear that debt with you or not? I'm just...
I thought he did. You think he didn't?
If he said he did, I would trust his word. However, he might come collect. I don't trust that guy as far as I can throw him, and I'm not exactly...
Well, he was kind of a looming presence when I owed him, and then suddenly it was gone, so I just assumed we were square.
Oh, that's a good sign. That's definitely a good sign. It's not... He does loom. It's not nice to have that over you.
I'm sure it's perfectly fine. Nothing bad will come in whatsoever.
Right. Well, smart to avoid him, I think.
Can she like see the church from where they're at?
I feel like it's like on the top of the hill, right?
Yeah.
Lit? Is it visible?
Yeah. It's not like a super big hill. It's not a mountain or anything, but it's just raised a bit above town. So yeah, you can totally see.
Willow
church.
does like the whole like waiting at the car, make sure they go home safe and get to the door before like as she's like shuffling cards and kind of flicking them into the air and making them poof into smoke as she waits. And once
I mean, if you go all the way up to the gate, I'm gonna guess you see an unconscious dragonborn and a dude just hanging out drinking next to it.
Do we pass Claire?
I was about to say they
Um,
would end up
I
passing
think
me
they
because I was
would, yeah.
heading back to the saloon
Yeah, I
to
think
get...
you guys probably do
Yeah.
pass
On
each
foot.
other.
Okay. So here's the question: is would Willow come with Mal all the way up to the gate, or would she stop at the halfway point and be like, "You're right by"? And how far is Claire into her walk? Like, who meets who here?
she would have
to all
stopped at
of
the
you.
point that you told her to stop, that you suggested.
Once it was in sight, he would have been like, "Hi, Vance lives here."
Okay, she would have stopped at that point and then watched you keep going.
All right.
So you're probably gonna run
Claire.
to Claire first.
All right.
How
So
long did you guys stay at the bar?
Okay.
Mal finished a drink, I would say.
The same one drink, or did you get another drink?
Just the one.
Okay, so not super long.
You hear punching.
I think you guys are saying your goodbyes, and you can tell that there's somebody coming down the hill.
All right.
who
Speak
might
of
be
the
Claire.
devil, you had to say his name. Think he's gonna come collect? I don't think I still owe him.
At this hour of night. What time is it, DM?
Let's say it's 11.
He's probably up to his own no good at this time. You want to check this out with me? Or you don't want to take that chance?
I'll check this out with you.
All right.
Can't have you investigating stuff on your own. Where's the fun in that?
I am very capable.
I don't doubt that for a second. I just don't want to miss out on the fun.
Well, let's hope this isn't that much fun.
Is what you're investigating Claire?
Yes.
Okay. So I think the two of you are kind of like, let's find out what this, and it's just Claire.
How's she looking?
Sporting some new bruises, potentially more inebriated than the last time you saw her.
Well, hey there.
Looking for a ride?
I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, well, you're walking back to town?
Yeah.
He just kind of like nods and goes, I will not press you. I'm parting ways here.
See you in the morning, Mal.
Good night, dear. See you in the morning. Will I see you in the morning as well?
We're gonna go investigate rocks. Symbols.
Yeah, you probably will.
All right. Well, God bless you both. Is everything all right up on the hill?
There's a sleeping dragonborn.
Yeah, what is that dragonborn's name? And would I know him?
The Dragonborn is named Charlie. And I think you might recognize his face.
Okay.
I mean, how much time does Mal spend with the people, just, underlings?
Not a lot. It's probably a like passing in the hallway, like high school gang sort of situation.
Yeah, so you might recognize him in passing. You've been here for 8 weeks, so.
He kind of grimaces and goes, "Is that your doing?"
Just kind of like nods and shrugs at the same time, and
Behind her, Willow is nodding.
Mel looks at Willow and does a and then looks at Claire and nods and goes, "Well, if you need any healing or to reset a bone, you know where to find me."
I'm good, preacher.
Salutes.
She takes a swig from the whiskey and keeps walking.
Willow waves him out and then very obnoxiously will keep pace with the horse, with Claire.
She will ignore and just keep walking.
She will prattle, talking about nonsense, giving you appropriate gaps where you could jump in if you don't, and when you don't, she just continues.
All right, sounds like you guys head back to town. Well, unless you got anything to say.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, Claire tolerates Willow on the way back.
Probably drinks more than she, like, had planned on.
Does not clock it.
What was that? Yeah, Mal.
I think Mel, before he meets the church, he's gonna walk or guide Montero all the way up around it and up the side and visit the graveyard before he goes to bed.
It's the same as it has been the last 8 weeks and far longer than that.
All right.
Is anybody else doing anything? Does Willow indicate? Well, I guess Mal sort of indicated to Claire that they were meeting up the next day, but didn't give a huge amount of information. Does Claire know?
Nope.
Where or when?
Well,
everybody
she
else agreed to
assumed.
meet?
Willow have babbled about that as part of everything.
Yeah,
that
the
she was-
babbling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she would. Because she dropped that, and then so she would tell her everything she knew about it. So it would
Okay.
be the location, and if there was ever a time given, which I don't think there was a time, but
No, I don't think there was.
Morning.
when we all show up,
Does Claire in any way communicate this to Amity?
Maybe in the morning, but
Okay.
Claire would most likely get on her horse, ride back, and then would just like end up face planting on the spare bed.
Is Sylvie still up when Willow gets to the bar?
Nah, she has gone up and gone to bed. Yeah. She's not a night owl.
Steep is just cleaning, and Huck and Milo are like putting chairs on tables. Their bar's closed and
She will stay downstairs and make house cards until it's very obvious that they are ready to go, and then pack up, and then she'll head upstairs after saying goodnight to them.
yeah, Steep very gently is kind of like good night, like,
Sweeping at your feet.
the very gentle like it's time to go. All right. So some number of you are meeting up back at the bar the next day. Are all of you? And how late do you show up?
Mal's there bright and early.
So Sylvie, yeah. She's an early riser.
Sleeps in, but then doesn't leave when she gets downstairs.
Fair enough.
By 9 a.m. if everyone's up and functional.
I mean, I imagine you probably have a fairly regular schedule with Sun. Like, I don't know about Claire.
Yeah, that's the who's up and functional part.
Yeah. I mean, is
It's like
Amity
split
up early and then Claire is just passed out?
So I would. Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, I would be up when I was up, which
I
would be fairly early.
argue that Claire is fairly functional despite the amount that she has imbibed. That maybe she slept in a little bit, but not much.
Okay.
She
All right.
maybe has a headache and
Little hangover, little.
yeah.
Would you like some herbs from the desert? We'll fix that. It's normal desert lady stuff.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right. You all eventually make your way back to the Cracked Brick Saloon. One way or another. Let's call it noon by the time everybody shows up, if that's amicable. You've all got your horses. It sounds like you all kind of chatted about making a bit of a journey today. You remember how long it took you to get out to the southern bridge out by Sunrise Ranch, which I believe was about half a day. You guys have not been to the northern bridge. So it's up to you which one you want to go to.
The symbols were to the north, right?
He implied that it was possible they were at both.
Oh, okay.
Or like that the legend was basically that like, so if the river is the protection for the town, basically, that the crossings would be weak points that needed to be guarded. According
I
to
think
someone.
that Sylvie would have spent some time that morning, like, asking people like Steve, people like the sheriff, about, like, the best routes to take to get to the other bridge, since that's the one they haven't been to, about how long it takes to get there, that sort of thing. Just figuring out those logistics that the others hadn't asked about just yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since she was awake anyways.
Yeah. Honestly, you probably get the best information from the sheriff. He'd be able to kind of draw you a bit of a map. It's a copy of a much nicer map that he has, that you're welcome to look at if you would like to.
Please, yeah.
And you can copy down anything you want. It pretty much covers all of Black River and the surrounding major ranches and farms.
So judging from that, how long of a ride would it be to the northern bridge?
So the northern one is a little further. It's probably 3/4 of a day. If you left at noon, let's say you'd get there at sundown.
Then when everybody is all together, then she will relay that and be like, well,
Maybe a little after.
since y'all were moving so quickly this morning, we are left with either going back to the one that we went to before or making our way to the other one by the time the sun has gone down.
We already saw the one at the south one, and nothing seemed obviously wrong with it the first time we were there.
Well, maybe we weren't looking.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were looking for, and that nice Khajiit family might know something. Tabaxi, that's what they're... Trademark,
They have
copyright,
wares.
Tabaxis.
We have coin.
They have kittens
Right.
and wares.
Kittens and wares, let's go see them.
Well, I'm happy to return to that one since we know where it is, but I think that it might be smarter to go to the one that we haven't been to yet.
I would agree, but I would also like to point out that by the time we get there, I don't know what exactly we'd be able to even see. Let alone
And we
figure
could
out.
have a
So,
place to stay with that Tabaxi family and then go north along the river and see what we could find the next day.
Oh, that's
that's true.
a lot of charity to ask of them, but I'm sure.
I
Well, maybe.
don't think letting us camp outside or in a barn.
That's fair.
Willow starts making a house of cards.
Well,
Gonna tap one of the cards.
They go poof. And she starts doing it again.
Damn.
I don't have any way to brighten up a situation necessarily, but if we do get into any trouble, I certainly could.
Well then, I think we go to the southern one, and then I think that's a good idea, Amity. Do we just carry on in the morning, bright and early, head on up to the other?
That's fair.
Everyone amenable to that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Willa?
Sure. What are we doing?
Alright.
Hold on. I'm trying to see. If I have a message prepared. That I could send to the Tabaxi woman and be like, hi, do you mind? Please continue talking amongst yourselves. I'm sorry, I have to look at my skill sheet.
Well, as soon as they reached a consensus, like Sylvie was already like up out of her chair, like rolling up like her notes with the map and just being like, all right, let's go. Full on like vacation mom. Like, everybody, let's go.
Yeah.
Get your matching t-shirts and let's go.
Mel wears the t-shirt under his cassock so that he's kind of like...
Right.
I
Willow's
would-
already starting to like splice the sides so she can twist them together.
Oh yeah, make it real fitted.
Half shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, is Amity continuing the sleeveless trend?
Yeah, it's sun's out, guns out. We're in the desert right now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Mal would send
Farmer's tan by the end of vacation.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Is a gray tiefling tan like a little darker gray?
Oh, it's spots, right?
Yeah. Do you get more freckly?
Maybe. I'll think on it. I'll get
Yeah.
back to you.
No, I was saying
I feel like it would just be,
Sylvie
like,
has like the full on like
darker gray.
pale farmer's tan sleeves and everything. Like this, yeah. Oh yeah.
Amity freckle.
Willow turns on mage armor once they get outside, so
She does not sunburn.
no sunburn.
One thing, because I just thought about it, and sorry for this.
You're fine.
Amity, when you woke up, you would have found a leather pouch with 50 gold coins on the on your bedside table.
I feel like I would have like a box in my house that I added like your random leavings to. 2. Yeah, okay, cool.
You exchange any words about this, or is this completely unspoken?
I feel like at this point it would just be like a thing that happens that I've asked about and I'm like so mad about. But I'm not gonna like, just like scatter money into the yard to make up.
All right, the 50 gold goes into a box owned by Amity.
Box.
So make sure you add that to your relevant inventory. All right, so Mal, it sounded like you were gonna do something.
I was gonna send a quick message to the Tabaxi family and ask if it's all right if we were to use their land to camp on overnight, because we have some stuff to look at past the ranch.
Sending or message?
I have a sending.
Okay.
Short message of 25 words that lists to a creature with which you are familiar.
Okay. So Sydney was the one that you talked to the most.
It would be Sydney.
All right. Her wife was Sarah, and the kittens were Amos, Wilbur, and Milton, as a reminder.
Okay.
So what do you say to her? You got 25 words.
Okay. Howdy, Sydney. I was wondering if you don't mind. Me and the folk from last time stayed on the ranch. Nothing to do with Vance. Send.
Okay. She's very startled to receive this message from you in her head. And she goes, yeah, I suppose you could stay in the barn. And that's all you get.
Okay. I do not reply. I do not send another spell slot. Okay. She said it's all right.
Kind of her.
It is. Maybe I can bring her some.
All right. Sounds like the party heads out to Sunrise Ranch.
Let go.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
On your various steeds, you have several hours to travel together. Perhaps in silence, perhaps sharing stories. I don't know. That's up to you.
Sylvie, how was your road trip?
It was fine.
Visiting a friend?
Not your business.
Making a delivery?
Again, not your business.
Searching for somebody.
I think you
Do I
know
have
the
to say it
answer.
again?
Searching for somebody?
Am I like can y'all hear me, or is she just not taking it in? Am I not speaking?
Darling, patience is a virtue.
That's just how she is, and I will like thaumaturgy a bunch, like a puff of air into Willow's face. Just leave people be.
All right. Ride in silence.
What did you do over the last couple of days? Amity, I know you live here, but I've never really seen you in town in the last 8 weeks or so.
Yeah, I don't like town very much. Like I said, I live out in the desert. I was doing desert stuff.
Like with plants and things.
I mean, yeah, it's in my wheelhouse.
Oh, all right. I started a garden It's awful new, but I'm trying to get a couple plants rooted. It's difficult in the climate, but if you have any tips or anything, I'd be more than happy to listen.
That is a thing I do like to talk about. I would, when we get back to town and aren't possibly gonna have to murder some ghouls or whatever, I would love to come by the garden.
Sure.
Is a sentence that I just said out loud. Yeah.
I'm hoping that we don't have to kill any ghouls today, but if you want any particular succulent cuttings, I'm more than happy to prepare some for you later. If we don't die, that is.
I appreciate that.
I think I just vomited in my mouth a little bit,
I just also thaumaturgy puffed some air into your face.
Is that in character? Claire, what were you up to? I'm kidding. That is out of character. Mel did not say that. Mel says nothing and continues thinking about plants.
All right. Well, for better or worse, you all make it to... Are you headed to Sunrise Ranch first, or are you headed out to the crossing first?
Is it on the way?
There's sort of... It's not a direct line. Like, you could go to Sunrise Ranch first and then go to the crossing like you did before, but it would be a little bit of a detour.
How far is the ranch from the river?
I'm sure I'm gonna say something different than I said in the one shot. However, let's call it an hour.
And will we be getting to the ranch with enough daylight to have like an adventure? Or is it?
So if you get to the ranch and you immediately or had a very short conversation and then headed to the crossing, I think that the sun would be getting very low in the sky. It would be like sort of sunset. So it's up to you if you want to ride back in the dark.
I say we go to the crossing and then backtrack to
Yeah, agreed.
as much as I want to see kittens.
Kittens.
I can always send, I'm sorry, what was her name? Sydney?
Sydney.
I can always send Sydney another message and see if the kittens are going to be up when we're on our way back. Just give her some warning. Provided we don't get in any mess.
We could also see
I don't
them in the
think we can.
morning.
Yeah. Yeah, let the little one sleep. Yeah.
Wake the kittens up.
We need
If you wake up their children once they are finally asleep, then I will punch you myself on their behalf.
I unfortunately don't have very much experience with kids, but that is very nice to know.
Starts heading towards the bridge.
How does Sylvie react to that? To Mel's comment. How does Sylvie react to Mel's comment about having kids?
That was her reaction. Like, she said that and just kind of like started going. But pretty practiced to keep it at keeping a straight face though. So yeah. At least she tries.
All right. Well, it sounds like all of you head over to the crossing as the sun gets lower and lower in the sky. But you get there, with an hour or two to spare. It's actually quite pleasant, I think. Sunset over the desert, kind of long ride. A little bit of soundtrack in the background, perhaps, for your adventure. But you no longer have a bard in your party. So the land out here towards the river is pretty flat. You guys will probably remember that it is beyond the river that it starts kind of rising into more hills and valleys. So you are able to see the black snake of the river coming up close. And just as a bit of a refresher, this river is not water. It is a river of thick, roiling, tar-like liquid that is very hot and very unpleasant. So the closer you get, the more aware of it you are. You're also aware of a figure who is already standing at the entrance to this crossing with a quite handsome, very dark brown horse a couple paces away, just sort of saddled, patiently waiting. And the closer you get, you see the same drow woman that you might have remembered seeing very, very briefly by Vance's side 3 or so, well, now 4 days ago. And she certainly sees all of you coming, but doesn't seem all too concerned about it until you're close enough to talk to at a normal volume. Well, if it isn't the sheriff's new little band of deputies.
Ain't exactly official in that sense, but
Well,
he
it
does
seems
not
close
get
enough to
badges.
me. Maybe you should ask him.
What are you doing here?
Well, sounds like maybe the same as you. Trying to see if there's anything wrong that's causing things to show up. Vance don't like it any more than the sheriff do.
I infer that's what they were talking about yesterday.
Well, they've talked about it on and off for quite a while. Mostly your sheriff torturing Vance about trying to fix it.
I beg your pardon, but, didn't quite catch your name.
Well, maybe I should have all you go first, but sure, let's start with that. My name is Nikolai.
Does she look like TM?
She is a tall, imposing drow woman with a shoulder-length, very blunt-cut, white haircut, red eyes behind very dark black glasses, and a very large hat. It is somewhat unusual to see drow in this area, only because, as is the case for most drow, they don't love full sun. It just is kind of tough to see in. It's kind of unpleasant. So she's a bit of an unusual sight, but not unheard of. She kind of looks around at all of you and she goes, "And you are?"
Claire Dawson.
Sylvie McKay.
Willow.
You got a last name?
O'Neill.
And how about you, Chew? Or do I have to start calling on you?
Like, would I not be like a known person?
You cut out.
This can't be like a big enough town where I feel like you wouldn't know everyone.
If you want to challenge her on it, you can.
I mean, I would. I feel like I'd just be like, you know my name.
She sort of laughs dryly, and she says, "Yeah, all right, I know you two." So what is it you're looking for?
Think you already said that it was the same as you?
Maybe I'm just curious.
Well, have you found anything interesting then?
Not as of yet. In fact, I have found almost nothing. Which
24
concerns
insight.
me more. She is not explicitly lying, but she is not being telling you every single thing that she's thinking about here.
Okay.
She's being somewhat withholding.
Cool. That tracks. All right, carry on.
In fact, I haven't found anything at all. No magic, no footprints, nothing. And you'd think if a bunch of those big ghouls dragged their ugly ass across this bridge, you'd find something.
You know if anyone strike the other one? Further north.
No, that is where I'm headed next.
What a coincidence.
Well, I got a feeling you're not gonna catch up with me. Now, if you'll excuse me. And she, quite briskly, actually, casts the spell Teleport, steps into it, and disappears. Without any ceremony whatsoever.
Well, that's just cheating.
It's kind of hot.
Yes. And I think that is also where we're going to end tonight.
Oh, Claire.
Hang on. So I didn't get to like fully watch our first thing or our one shot, but like I did have this. I can't. Basically in big, it says, "Who was the drow lady?" So many question marks.
Well,
The important question.
that's for me to know and you to find out maybe next week. So thank you so much, everybody. Let's do some shout outs. As a reminder, the next session is going to be 2 weeks from now, not next week. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys on August 26th. So we'll start with, I don't know, what's our normal order?
So it would be
Kai.
me.
You, Kai.
Unless you want to go last. Or I'm last. We're gonna have to figure this out.
You're last.
All right. I'm calling it. Kai, go first.
Okay. Hi. I am Kiowa Cosplay. On the things and the stuff. I am a person that exists here. Thank you.
I don't know why I don't remember the order anymore. All right, Vi.
It's me.
Yeah.
Hello, it's Stein. I'm Vi, or Vic, or Vicious, Frockery. I make stuff on the internet, on Twitter and Instagram predominantly. Right now I have a bunch of stuff that I have for both of those platforms, so come and check me out. Getting ready for DragonCon, getting ready to start a new build this weekend. Watch Dusty stream on Fridays. That's all.
Shield Maiden.
Hello, I'm Natalie, Shield Maiden, or Shield Maiden Cosplay across all platforms. That's Shield with 2 eyes. You can also find me on Instagram at zelman.arts, where I share my non-cosplay stuff. Yeah.
You'll see a lot of very cool mugs on this stream repeatedly, all of which are Shield Maiden mugs. Highly recommend. Next in the order of Bedonia Talik.
Ah, crud, that came up much sooner than usual. Hi! Bedonia Atomic, Bedonia Cosplay, across all the things. Go watch Dusty stream.
Dr. Psych Owl.
Oh, that's me. Hi.
My reasoning is I'm keeping the order the same so that everybody's used to it.
Okay.
Tell us about the owls in the trench coat. I interrupted you. I apologize.
Hi, I'm Dr. Psych Owl. You can find me everywhere as Dr. Psych Owl, except for on Twitter, where I'm Dr. Psych Owl TV. I don't know. I may have at least like 29 owls in my trench coat, or that makes up who I am. And then the other bit that I normally say I don't say because, you know, I haven't been the GM this evening, so.
Oh man, I'm gonna come up with a GM outro.
Yeah.
So instead of going first, I'm going last this time because I am the DM/GM. Hello everybody, I'm Dusty, short for Elegant Feather Duster, and that's the username where you can find me on lots of platforms, like Instagram, where I mostly post cosplay stuff, and here on Twitch, where I am streaming video games on Fridays, especially Jedi Fallen Order, which is my current weekly thing. I love Star Wars. I just love a Star Wars. And then I'm also on Twitter as Elegant Feather because there's a character limit. And I am also your DM for the foreseeable future, and I'm real hyped about it. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Please follow the channel. Please come back. We love you very, very, very much. And if you're able to donate to charity, please do so. It's always a good thing to do. And I guess I make the players feel things, whether they want to or not. Hopefully they do. Have a good night, all you guys. We will see you in 2 weeks.
And we're gonna raid Captain Robear.
Nice.
Love to see it.
Raid.
And we're done.